Hello and welcome to World News Tonight. I'm Salia Strzemska.
And I'm Maciej Mikos. Now let's take a look at the latest headlines.
The counteroffensive has produced limited gains so far, with 8 settlements captured.
A pro-Kremlin party which has called for regime change has been dissolved.
And Austria's former foreign affairs minister goes from dancing at a wedding to a job with a high-priced think tank.
The Ukrainian counteroffensive continues in earnest, and Kyiv soldiers are looking to retake parts of their homeland seized by Russia last year.
Moscow, however, is just as eager to direct its fire at Ukrainian troops as it is to target innocent civilians.
Another restless night for the people of Kiev, another night filled with the wailing of sirens, and another morning with clouds of black smoke darkening the dawn. Thanks to these soldiers, these streaks are all that remains from intercepted drones and missiles. They are the ones who stand watch over the people of Ukraine, always vigilant.
A large number of military personnel is responsible every day for ensuring that our relatives, loved ones, our people can live more or less peacefully as much as that is possible.
But they cannot intercept every attack. Lviv is one city that has unfortunately suffered in last night's Russian attack.
One of the critical infrastructure facilities was attacked by Russian drones. There is some minor damage, broken windows, but I think we can quickly fix everything.
These attacks take place against the backdrop of Ukraine's counteroffensive. The Russians are trying to push back against the Ukrainians along the Svatova-Kreminna line, but with limited success. Most of the Eastern Front looks like this. Miles and miles of trenches on both sides. Every inch of land here has a terrible price, which the Ukrainians are willing to pay to see their homeland free.
The UN has said Russia will not allow aid workers into areas devastated by the dam collapse in southern Ukraine. The Nova Kakhovka dam breach has left roads inaccessible, cutting villages off from the world.
Ukrainians are preparing for an outbreak of waterborne diseases such as cholera following the flooding. Our correspondent, Konrad Gorliński, is in Mykolaiv. Good evening, Konrad. Could you give us more details about the current situation?
Good evening, Maciej. Good evening, Sally. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot to report, as always, from here. Now, as I'm sure you've already heard, Ukraine received a barrage of kamikaze drone attacks overnight. Here in Mykolaiv, I was awakened at 1 a.m. By the blare of air raid sirens. Apparently, a number of drones were directed at Mykolaiv. All of them were shot down by the Ukrainian air defense, but some debris fell just a few kilometers from here and destroyed some power lines. A few hundred people were out of had no electricity for a while. I think they should be okay by now. Now, just south of here in Kherson, one civilian was killed today by Russian shelling, and also it's been reported that possibly the Russians could have possibly killed one of their own. One Emercom officer, those are emergency services officers from Russia, was killed, and 8 of his colleagues were injured. Now, Kherson overall is on high alert, especially as Putin banned the UN from entering the flood-affected areas just a couple days ago. The people there that I spoke to are afraid that perhaps there's something planned for the next couple days, as June 22nd, 1941 was the official start of the Second World War in Ukraine. And finally, this high alert in Kherson is really causing a lot of problems for aid workers who are trying to deliver aid to those in need in the flood-affected areas. As the water is receding, the stench of everything is getting worse. So people are really fearing an epidemic. Cholera is very much a possibility right now, especially on the Russian side, as the Russians have said that they're refusing to help people who do not have Russian passports on the Russian side. Just terrible news, but the people here, they're very resilient. It's absolutely incredible.
That was Konrad Gorliński reporting from Mykolaiv, Ukraine. Thank you very much, Konrad, and stay safe.
Meanwhile, the Constitutional Court of Moldova has banned the pro-Russian Shore Party.
The court verdict announced on Monday dissolved the party, effective immediately.
The country's Ministry of Justice will now establish a dedicated commission to facilitate the liquidation.
The Shore Party, led by businessman Ilan Shore, who fled to Israel in 2019, has long been subject to controversy. Shore himself was convicted in 2017 for involvement in a $1 billion bank fraud scandal. The party's leader stated they would not follow the court's decision and would find a way to act in a legal way. It is fair to say he did not take the court's ruling lightly.
The West is rotten, and we have to admit it. As the leader of a political party, I declare that Moldova is a captured state, and all the actors who take part in this circus will be severely punished.
While lawmakers affiliated with the Shore Party will retain their seats in Moldova's parliament, they will serve as independent representatives without the ability to join other parliamentary factions. Earlier this year, the party supported organized protests in the country's capital.
The government, they are all traitors. They want to destroy Moldova, and they are supported by America.
Last month, about 75,000 supporters of the Sandu government participated in a demonstration in Chisinau, affirming their backing of her policies and advocating for constitutional amendments that explicitly acknowledge Moldova's European orientation as the country seeks membership in the European Union.
We must believe that our future is here, at home, and that our generation will bring Moldova into the European family.
Earlier this month, the United States imposed sanctions on 7 members of a group linked to Shore for their role in Moscow's campaign to destabilize Moldova and instigate an insurrection.
One of the world's biggest sweets manufacturers, Mondelez, is facing a boycott from several Scandinavian companies looking to punish the confectionery for continuing to do business in Russia.
Last year, Mondelez International paid Russia nearly $60 million in taxes.
American-based Mondelez International has to face the music for its continued commercial presence in Russia. Sweden and Norway have joined the list of countries boycotting the food and beverage company. Mondelez International is an American food giant known for manufacturing Milka, Oreo and Toblerone, as well as other popular sweets. In fact, Norwegians have recently discovered that their favorite Freia chocolates also belong to the Russia-controlled company and have decided to cut their ties with the manufacturer.
This has been a difficult decision for us, but as long as Mondelez is on the list of companies that support injustice and the war, we cannot collaborate.
Therefore, a few Norwegian airlines, several hotels, retailers, football association have refused to serve Freia products. On top of that, other Mondelez sweets will be taken off shelves in Finnish and Swedish IKEA stores. Since the beginning of the bloody and unprovoked war in Ukraine, hundreds of companies have stopped doing business in Russia. Unfortunately, the range of trademarks that are still operating in the country remains significant.
Russia has released 11 Ukrainian prisoners of war. Rather than return to Ukraine, however, they ended up in Hungary.
The European Commission has joined Kyiv in calling on Budapest for answers as the negotiations to free the detained soldiers were carried out behind Ukraine's back.
Despite Hungary's claims to the contrary, the soldiers have also reportedly been denied contact with their commanders or families.
Prisoner of war exchanges are a crucial part of the conflict in Ukraine. At the moment, around 3,000 Ukrainian soldiers are said to be in Russian captivity, but the 11 recently released by Russia have not been sent back to their homeland. Hungary's General Deputy Prime Minister, Zsolt Semyen, has said that the POWs have been released and handed over to Budapest as a gesture of goodwill on the part of the Russian Orthodox Church's Patriarch Kirill. According to Ukrainian officials, Kyiv was not informed of the transfer at the time. This wouldn't be a problem if the soldiers were Hungarian citizens. They are not. Now, the European Commission has joined Kyiv in calling on Budapest for answers. In addition, European and Ukrainian officials are asking for access to the released POWs. According to Hungarian Foreign Affairs Minister Peter Szijjártó, Budapest was not involved in the release of the Ukrainian prisoners, which was reportedly handled by religious organizations. He also said that they are free to go and can contact whomever they wish. According to Oleg Nikolenko, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, 3 of the 11 POWs have been handed over to Kiev. Ukrainian diplomats are also hard at work to return the rest of the stranded soldiers home.
Former Austrian Foreign Minister Karin Kneißl has made headlines with her last career move.
On Monday, she took up a leadership position in a Moscow think tank, solidifying her close ties to Russia's Vladimir Putin.
The move, however, is hardly a surprise considering her long-time affiliation with the Kremlin.
Karin Kneißl headed the Austrian Foreign Ministry for nearly 2 years, until 2019. During that time, she attended numerous secret meetings in the European Union, learning the behind-the-scenes workings of Brussels politics. Allegations suggest that she may have shared information from these meetings with the Kremlin, adding a layer of intrigue to her new role. This week, the 58-year-old Austrian announced she is switching sides. The think tank she now heads is called Gorky, Geopolitical Observatory for Russia's Key Issues. Karin Kneißl first made waves back in 2018 when she invited Putin to her wedding and was even filmed dancing with him. It is clear that their relationship goes beyond mere acquaintanceship. Her pro-Russian leanings became evident during her time as Austria's foreign minister. This is what she had to say ahead of the 2019 presidential election in Ukraine.
Let me do the camera, by the way.
We have expressed
I made it a bit
publicly
lower.
and towards our Ukrainian partners our disappointment about the decision by the Ukrainian authorities to exclude Russian citizens from monitoring the elections.
This comment raised eyebrows, especially considering
You
Russia's
think the
annexation
prisoners
of
have been
Crimea
asked
and the invasion of
where
eastern
they wanna go?
Ukraine 5 years prior. For years, Western countries were either oblivious or, what is more likely, willingly turned a blind eye to Russia's incursions into Ukraine. Comments like these serve as a reminder of what appeasement of the Putin regime can lead to.
We continue to look at what was agreed in eastern Ukraine a long time ago. Truce the concentration measures. We don't just want to limit this conflict, we want to solve it in the long term.
As the world witnesses this intriguing shift in allegiances, it serves as a reminder that political landscapes can be murkier than they appear, and the need for vigilance and discernment remains essential.
You're watching World News Tonight, coming up next.
Today, the United Nations pays tribute to refugees worldwide.
You don't really get
And
to
a tourist
choose.
submarine goes missing while
When
exploring
you're a
the
prisoner of
wreckage
war,
the
you don't get to
Titanic.
choose. It's not you making
Today,
the
UN
choice
marked
over
World
where you want to
Refugee Day,
go
drawing
or where you
attention
want to
to the
be
plight of millions of
returned.
forcibly
It's not
displaced
really how it
persons.
goes.
This year's campaign is focused on health inclusion and building solutions for refugees and their host communities.
Like, as far as I know,
This is Abdulaziz.
we
He
don't
grew up
really
on a
have
Islamist farm in
contact with them.
Somalia, and when he was
Right?
forced to
We
flee 30
know
years ago, he never thought
there
he
were
would
soldiers
farm
given
again.
over to
Now
Hungary,
he's
but
able
we
to
don't
work
really have
alongside
contact
other
with them. We
refugees and
don't.
Kenyan farmers
I
on
don't know.
land
I think
provided
making
by the
guesses over
government.
what they want is
Every day I wake up, my hope is to make sure that I don't go hungry.
Interesting.
They should not lack money, and my children should not starve.
Thanks to Kenya's increasingly inclusive policies, refugees have been given the opportunity to contribute to the communities that welcome them and succeed.
This farm helps us put food on the table and also provides us with a source of income and a way to earn a living.
This year's World Refugee Day campaign is all about building robust solutions for refugees and their host communities.
Here, we are pioneering some of the most advanced approaches to
Yeah, it says they're
refugee
kept in
protection
isolation.
and
I don't think we
refugee
can really
assistance,
make guesses.
founded on self-reliance, on the
They can only
inclusion
return to Ukraine
of
after the war
refugees
ends.
in services
Oh yeah, it
and
depends on the deal, right?
economy.
With the
But
Azov
sadly,
people
the scale of
in
the refugee issue is staggering.
Turkey, for
By the end of
example,
2022, the number of refugees
they can
globally
only
stood at
return after
35
the
million,
war.
and an
But there
increase of
have
more
been
than
other
8 million
prisoners who
from the
have
year
been just
before.
returned
More
straight
than half
to
of all the refugees worldwide
Ukraine.
come just from 3 countries: Syria, Ukraine, and Afghanistan.
So I guess it
5
depends on
million people,
individual
mainly
deals,
children,
but
women,
you know,
and older
making guesses
people, have
over what
fled Ukraine
the
since February
prisoners in this
2022,
specific
and over
case want or
3.5
don't
million
want
Syrians are
would
living
be
in Turkey.
relatively silly since we don't really have a way to contact them.
Everything is hard. The living conditions, the shelter, food and life in general. No one living
It is
outside their
breaking
homeland can be
international law, though,
comfortable
regardless of
because
what
the
they
country's not
want,
theirs and the land is not theirs.
which is what's
Displacement
important.
is very hard.
International law defines refugees as people forced to flee their home countries to escape persecution or a serious threat to their life. And today is all about raising awareness of their struggle.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has met with his Chinese counterpart Li Qiang as part of the Chinese delegation's 5-day visit to Europe.
As ties between the two countries have deteriorated in recent years, Beijing seems eager to revisit the relationship and bring it, in its own words, to a new level.
Oh.
Access to the Chinese market and fair competitive conditions for German and other foreign companies in China remain challenging areas where we are pressing for concrete improvements. I have told my colleague about a number
He's
of
so
specific
egg-shaped,
issues
I've
that
never
we are
noticed
concerned
it.
with. A level playing field presupposes improvements here, which we want to strive for.
We
Oh.
actually benefit from each other's development. And no matter how the international situation changes, China will stick to the policy of opening up to the outside world and opening up the strategy for mutual benefit. Push technology forward and promote Chinese modernization. Therefore, we are
Stay on
willing
our
to
side
go
then.
forward hand in hand
Hey,
with
yo,
Germany
cringe
together and
load.
play
Yes,
our
I'm
role as a
actually having
stabilizer.
2 stream times.
world's biggest
One of them
computer
is the
chip
old one, and the other
manufacturers
one is
has
this
started to
one
invest
because I've
heavily in
started
Europe.
work.
Intel has struck
Actually, I
landmark
need to do
deals
the
with
command.
Poland and Germany to build chip plants worth billions of dollars.
This unassuming
Here he
field in
is.
Eastern
It's
Germany
my
is
day
where Intel wants
5
to leave its
out
mark
of
on Europe's
600
silicon
days of
map.
work
Thanks
that I'm
to this
supposed to
deal,
be
worth
getting
over
according
$30
to my
billion,
contract.
a global chip hub may be in
So
the
we're
making in
having
Europe.
stream
And that's
times
not all.
before noon,
Germany
and then
is
we're
not the
having
only
stream
one to
times
receive
in
such
the
an
afternoon,
investment.
depending
Intel's
on when
also
I
going
work.
to build a chip assembly and testing facility in Poland. This facility, the largest such investment in Polish
Whoa.
history, will check the quality of chips from the German plants. All of this combined will create a new semiconductor ecosystem in Europe, as the old continent is finally waking up to new technologies.
We cannot allow strategic technologies to be developed
But yes, I'm
exclusively in
attempting to
Asia or
fight
America, as
evil
Europe must have
capitalism
certain
by
self-sufficiency.
planning to invest
But while Europe has been eager to
one
make deals
part
with
of
the
my
Americans,
paycheck
the US is
into
not the number one player in
doing
this industry.
online
Taiwan
work,
is. It makes
so
more
I
than half of
never
the world's
have to be
chips.
working with
And so
people again
far,
because it's
Taiwan and the
annoying.
European Union have not built a long-lasting
Oh, it's not going
relationship
to be for
when
the
it
same
comes to
amount
chips like America has.
these days, specifically
Europe
today
is definitely
and
envious about the
yesterday,
Taiwan semiconductor
because
manufacturing
it was
crop
my
investing in the
first
US.
2
Because
days
when TSMC
working
goes
the
to the
morning
US to
shift,
invest, there
which
won't be
is
just one project. They
harder
will bring
than
along
the
a whole
afternoon
related
shift.
supply chain.
A
So because
factory
of
like
this,
one,
I had
worth
to
even more
stay
than Intel's
after
investment in
work,
Germany, is
and
going to
because
be
of
built
this,
in
I was not
Arizona,
home on
a
time.
showcase of
I'm
Taiwan's
planning
eagerness to invest abroad.
I should be
Taiwan is
getting
also
into
not
it
slowing down when
properly,
it comes to
like
its lead
I want
in
to
the
say
industry.
this
One of
week,
its chip makers, Nvidia, has
hopefully,
recently become the world's first
so I
chip
don't have
maker
to stay
to
in
be worth
longer,
more than
and then I
$1
can
trillion.
have like normal
A
proper
partnership
stream
with
times.
Intel is
That
an
would be great.
important first step for Europe, but there may be a bigger prize that European states should have in their sights.
Hey! Why bullying?
Search
I
teams are
had the
racing
job.
against the clock to locate
Are you
a
sure?
submersible that disappeared while
Polish
exploring
Duolingo
the
probably
wreckage of
knows
the
better.
Titanic.
The rescue mission has now extended into
I
deeper
work in a
regions
store.
of the Mid-Atlantic.
I'm working as a
where the
saleswoman.
craft's whereabouts remain unknown.
We had an emergency.
On Sunday, a submersible like
Kinda.
this one
By the way,
dropped
guys,
into
have
the
you been
depths of the
following this
Atlantic on a
story?
commercial
Because holy shit.
expedition to visit the Titanic. But after all contact with the sub was lost, a race against time has begun as the crew has about 2 days worth
There's
of
a
oxygen
sub
left.
with like a bunch of people on it, and it's just
assets to make
somewhere.
sure that we can
Dude.
locate the craft and
But yeah, it's a store where my mother works. She's a manager.
The
She's a
wreckage of
store
the
manager,
Titanic rests in a very remote
and
part of the
she
Atlantic,
had
some
problems
700
finding a
kilometers
worker
south
for
of
someone to
St. John's,
replace
Newfoundland,
her
at nearly
workers
4
for
kilometers.
their
At depths like this, the pressure is
vacations.
extremely high,
And
only a
then
handful of
barely
special
we
air
actually
vehicles can reach
managed
them,
to
making rescue
find
efforts
someone to work
particularly
there.
challenging.
And then,
But there is still
surprise,
hope for the
surprise,
crew.
another one of her workers lets her know that
very,
she's
very
pregnant
capable
now, so she won't be
pipelaying
able to
vessel,
work either.
modern ship,
And then, like, we already had a very hard time finding the first one, and then finding the second one was found to be impossible. So then I was like, hey, you know what, I could use some, like, extra cash. I could use some extra cash money. I could do it, because it's on set time. So, you know, in my head, I'm counting down the days, so I'm doing all right. So, yeah, that's kind of how it's going. Docking your pay, you will have to work overtime this weekend to make up for it. Yeah, I'm actually planning, I should be having 3 days. So the plan is, if you work on a Sunday, you get a free day during the week, and I'm planning to actually be doing longer streams on my 3 days. Because I could kind of combo the before noon and afternoon stream, and then just do a continuation. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see when that starts, because right now I'm not on a proper schedule. I'm on like learning schedule. I'm hoping to be done with that this week. Hey, I don't know what is shared bands. I don't know what that is.
Here to the National Museum in Warsaw.
I thought it was like seeing who someone else has banned.
They were stolen during the Second World War.
And then I wanted to go and see, but the thing is, you have to send a request to someone to share bans with them, and I don't want to do that. Like I want to know who they're banning, but I don't want to send them a request to know. You know, I don't want them to know that I want to know. So I'm not daring to do it.
The owners that were after the Second World War. They acted in good faith.
It's like a ban list.
These works
so like you show them who you banned.
Or found them
Mod list,
in rubble.
VIP list. Can you imagine having a VIP list?
About the story,
that would be
the pre-war
cool.
story of these paintings, they decided to notify the authorities.
So if you get banned on one stream, you get banned on the others as well.
Oh,
wait, so like that?
Poland,
oh, I thought I'm gonna get a notification, which is like, hey, this chatter is banned in Top Sense. Or would it just like ban them automatically? That would be great. Oh, that would be great. It would be cool if I could have an option to like for the rest of chat to not see the messages of people that Thompson has banned, something like that, so I can bully them into being allowed in. Hey, Pikaling, how's life?
It is said that there is over 500,000 of these
do you have
works of
Simparusky's
art,
accounts on your list?
Kind of
because if you do, I would
TVP
love to
World
see it.
From Warsaw, Alexandra Semlinska.
Researchers
Also, a lot of
from
question,
Washington and
like,
Texas
is
are
shared bans
experimenting
like
with a drug
Interpol?
that could prove pivotal to the search for effective
basically it
anti-aging
is.
treatments.
Hey, you joined a political organization? The only downside is the communists send you death threats during election season. Listen, Consort, if you ever get a death threat by a commie, there's a very easy way to sort out the fear you must be feeling at the moment. And the way to sort it out is to ask yourself, hey, when has a single communist ever done anything in real life? Because come on, they're mostly useless. They're gonna send you death threats and then what? Then they wanna order another pizza at their doorstep and they're too scared to call. What can they do to you? If they knew exact location of you right now, they would not do anything about it.
We think that over time, this could influence how we age. And there's a lot of really great
Wait, let me
evidence
see
from
the flag. Let me see the flag.
Animal models.
Neither dogs nor their owners know the exact dose of the compound given to the animals. This approach aims to detect the placebo effect and identify the real impact of the drug.
We're using it in
Okay,
very
wait,
different
cool
doses,
flag.
tiny doses. And we're
Yeah,
looking
see,
at
Lenin,
these
that was like, what,
dogs,
more than
for
100
3
years ago?
years.
The dog owners have to inform the researchers about even the smallest changes in the animal's condition. This is an obligatory measure designed to increase
saving
the
the flag
accuracy
as
of the
damn.
trial.
Every month they want you to report on his status, whether he's more sleepy, has he vomited, lost hair.
Here's how it works. Oh!
If the experiment ends in success, the treatment could prolong the life of dogs by at least a few years. But what is most important, it will enhance their quality of life and give
Nice.
their owners a chance to
WarGone,
enjoy
yeah,
their
that's why there's
unconditional
WarGone
love
in
a
the
bit
stream
longer.
title.
Additionally, the researchers believe that success
Because
in
I
the
saw someone
canine
make a
trial
joke.
could pave the way
WarGone,
for
more like
anti-aging
WarGone.
treatments for humans.
Russia is using
I
various
don't
methods to
even,
influence the public opinion
I
in
don't
foreign
believe
countries.
it's him.
What are these, and how effective
I
are
don't know,
these
it seems
methods?
too
To answer
surreal.
these
I
questions,
don't
we are
believe it's
joined here
him.
tonight by
But I
Marek
believe it's the
Wierzbicki,
funniest
historian
thing
from the
ever.
Institute
That this
of National
theory is
Remembrance.
circulating
Good evening,
around right
welcome,
now.
sir.
Good evening.
And
So
also
let
the
me
fact that
start
he's
by, asking you the
either he or
well,
his
the most basic
admins,
question.
in case
what
he's
means is Russia using to meddle
gone.
in foreign
Someone is
countries'
doing a
affairs,
horrible
and
job
where
at
is it
trying to
most,
claim he is
visible?
still
I
alive.
remember last
Because
year
like
that
today,
was the former Bulgarian
I could
Prime
tell you,
Minister,
today,
who accused the
I
the
had
Russian embassy of
what's
trying
it?
to influence.
I saw a Twitter post today
the forming
that
of the government
apparently
in
he has
Bulgaria.
posted
So
a
there we go with
selfie
Bulgaria, but where else?
to claim that he is still alive, like he hasn't been
Yes,
killed,
I think that's,
but it's an old selfie.
influencing,
It's from like
the
last year.
situation in other countries of Western Europe. Or
He's
than
doing
the
a
United
horrible
States,
job
one
of
part
trying
of
to
the
seem
Russia's
still
strategy,
alive.
of expansion. And I think it is
And now I do
as old as
understand, you know,
Russia
that
and
bitching
Russian,
about this is kind
Russian
of
Empire.
it's
Let's
silly
remember that
considering the fact that, you know,
in the
for a
18th
while,
century, for example,
Budanov and
the
Zaluzhny
Russian
memes about
Empress
being
Catherine the
dead
Great
have been
used to
spreading around.
finance
And I
lavishly,
think most of us have
one of
correctly
the
pointed out
greatest
how
thinkers
ridiculous it
of
was that
the
people
Western
fell for
European
those.
Enlightenment,
But
especially
still, though, it's kind of
Voltaire
funny.
or, Denis Diderot.
It's kind of funny.
And they were enthusiasts, the enthusiasts of the Empress Catherine the Great's policy towards Poland, especially. When Poland was partitioned, Voltaire was really enthusiastic, was delighted, claiming that this new partitioning regime will be much better for the Poles than their own independent state. So it shows that that is an old tradition in Russia, an old method of widening Russia's influence abroad.
What about individuals, especially politicians? Recently, former Austrian foreign minister has joined a Moscow-based think tank. Also, we knew about Gerhard Schroeder working closely with the Russians. Is it a popular strategy, a popular career move for some politicians? How do you assess that?
No, she was pro-Russian before.
It is one of the methods of Russia to finance or to bribe
She was pro-Russian before too.
Representatives of
Yugoslav woman talking about global geopolitics while hating Ozitard. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's how that is how people should be seeing this.
And thus
some politics, some hatred based
imperial position to which it has claimed since
caused Romania to liberate Bessarabia from Russian yoke, and they became part of Romania. See, more than 100 years ago, one communist was useful.
It is quite surprising.
Was it more than 100 years ago?
I wasn't surprised when hearing about Karin Kneissl,
approximately.
Foreign minister. But for example, everybody was surprised a few years ago when the former Swedish Prime Minister Carl Bildt, who was one of the main architects of the Eastern Partnership, a policy of the European Union that was aimed to diminish Russia's influence in the
Second World War isn't
area. Who became
hard to know when exactly Lenin died, to be completely honest with you.
Oligarchs. So it means that it is a very
the Russian Revolution was 1917, right? So it was 100 years from that. It's because someone talked about like the crumbling of the empire, and it has been more than 100 years from that.
Politicians, and on the other we have.
But I don't know. I don't know the exact years.
The Shore Party.
I know approximately. I could Google it, but I want to listen this until the end. 1924. Hey, we gotta do a stream party for the anniversary of Lenin's death. Just to kind of poke.
Now, so do we see,
I don't even hate the man too much, to be completely honest.
Is the Eastern Europe
he was like
more aware of the dangers posed by Russia?
How to say this? If there was any time during which you could realistically believe USSR has has an excuse to be existing, it would be during the time of Lenin.
societies
And even then, it
are
was like
increasingly aware
One in Labs
of the
Monday.
Russian threat in this field as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, we need to do
because
that. We need to
of
do
many
that.
affairs with
I'm going to
leading
do a
politicians
whole
in
thing
those
with like an
countries.
event. So we're gonna
And,
start preparing for it
example,
weeks
in
before.
Moldova, we
So on every
remember,
Monday we're going to be like,
a few
hey,
years
look at
ago,
the ways
there was a
Lenin was
prime
shit,
minister,
and I'm
one
gonna
of
find ways Lenin was shit.
Moldavia's
I don't even know in
oligarchs,
which ways he was shit that much.
Plachotniuc,
And I like very basics about him. Stalin is usually the one everyone focuses on.
Was openly rather pro-European, but during his rule, about 1
Even the
billion
most base time
euros,
period of the USSR
were
was pretty
stolen
cringe, no
from
cap. Yeah,
Moldovan
true.
banks, and he was
That's gonna be
behind
my
this
title for the
operation.
stream.
So in
On Lenin
secret,
death
he
anniversary.
was cooperating
Even
with
the most
Russians.
base time
So
period of
I think
USSR
this
was
is
pretty cringe,
widely
no
spread,
cap.
a practice of the Russian Empire and Russian government, because it helps to
It reminds me of that one video.
strengthen
Fuck,
the
what's the
Russian
video's name? You know that
influence
one dude who made a meme
on
mocking the
certain
way
European
XQC
countries, but
speaks?
not only European. Let's have a look at
It's like imagine you're getting a
Africa,
gift you don't like, but you're
Southeast
XQC.
Asia, as well as
And then he's like,
Latin
L
America.
gift.
And Russians, for example, play there on
He has a
anti-colonial
whole like little
sentiments
speech
of
about it.
those
I don't
countries
remember
and
the rest of it. I just
societies.
remember how many L's he says in a single sentence, and it's like, yeah.
In Africa
Yes,
and
they're quite
His
effective.
base part of the Soviet
America
Union was when it
as
collapsed
well.
through.
Marek Wierzbicki, historian from the Institute of National Remembrance, was our guest tonight.
That, I wish I was alive at the time to see it. Hey, yeah, Zini, thank you for a sub gift. Thank you.
Thank you for watching World News Tonight. Please stay tuned for more.
Hey guys, we
of the
passed a
latest
sub
news and
goal.
features here
We
on
passed a
TV
sub
World.
goal. What does this mean? We have to do a shitting on Lenin stream? Nice, this is done. I want to click on the links. I was like, I'm not going to click on the links while the video is ongoing because I'm not going to finish it if I pause it. Which is why I was very patient, okay? I was trying my best. I was doing my best. WarGone's a bit like, you better be like, stop war in Ukraine. No. Hey yo, DB, ayo, ayo, ayo. The gifters keeping you subbed. Hey, you deserve it. You deserve it. Peak USSR was when they lost the war to Poland. That's true. That's true. That's true. What translated? Hey, I have to tell you something, by the way. Wait, Russian terrorist Guzenko. Oh, 13th. 13th is the one who bragged about them blowing up the Kakhovka Dam. Commenting on Prigozhin's latest statement, says Russians are indeed taking heavy losses on the front line. Oh no. Oh no. Serious losses? Oh no. Every day 6 to 7 people die, today 4. And this is only in one airborne regiment. Former prisoners died the other day. Out of 300, 6 survived. And if you calculate the total losses in all units, then you simply won't even believe in those numbers. Idiots who boost the photographs of a hit leopards are fundamentally unaware of all that is happening now at the front. The process is underway. We are losing settlements. The fighting is taking place in difficult terrain where the settlements defended are ones in lowlands, and the enemy is using this superiority. Probably people will start to wake up only when they see that there are more and more portraits with mourning ribbons around, and most of the losses are the fault of the command, not the soldiers. The soldiers just complete their tasks, often at the cost of their own lives. These faces that every day tell you from TV that everything is going according to plan will not appear on the front line. The children of these same officials and sons-in-law will not appear at the front. Ordinary guys, mobilized volunteers, contract soldiers, and former prisoners all die at the front, and they are heroes with a capital letter H. Not really, not really. Based until then. Why would he do the whole hoodie do their heroes thing? Come on, come on. You're still on work? Why? Hey, good luck, DB, good luck. 6 colors is correct. Wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which color did they used to have, and then it was expensive to print it, and then they replaced it with another color? I know some rainbow flag lore. Okay, I know some lore about this. It is one of them. One of the colors is not being printed because it was expensive to print it. I had to click on this one very, very soon, so I don't see something not safe for work. Am I 24? No, I wanted to show you the Gonzo picture. Do you think they posted the Gonzo page? When asked by a hairdresser what hairstyle he'd like, my kiddo said he wanted to cut his hair really short. He's never had his hair so short, and afterwards there were lots of tears and promises to not appear in public until his hair grows back out. I showed him a photo of Budanov. Long story short, my son couldn't be happier about his hairstyle. To be fair, Budanov looks like an egg. I'm not pleased with his hairstyle. Like I would, if someone told me this was a deep fake, I would be like, yeah, I hope it is, my dude. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, indigo. Was indigo the one which was too expensive to print? Because I know one of them was expensive to print. He launched the wars, which was not okay. I believe that socialism should be achieved via reformist means. Oh. I don't know how realistic I see socialism at ever being achieved in any means, to be completely honest. If it's the big fire, I saw the big fire burning. If it's something else, then I don't know. Oh no, flattened half a dozen large buildings and destroyed the railroad tracks. Maybe I have not seen it. But by the way, I need to let you know about something. I had a what's the word? Waking up moment yesterday when we were on Thompson's stream, and he was watching the video that, by the way, I showed you first, so you're welcome, because you already saw the video on my channel. You're very, very welcome. And I paused it last time than Thompson paused it, so you're very welcome for that too. Better streamer, objectively, come on. But what happened is he was watching the video, and at one point, someone makes a comment that Russians can't affect their government. And Thompson was like, what do you mean they can't affect their government? They are affecting it right now by still paying taxes and still staying in the country and still going to fight and still volunteering and still pushing their sons to volunteer. Like, it's directly having an effect on the government. They are having an effect. They're not having the effect we would like. And the Russians people would like to have an effect are not having enough of it. But it's not true that Russians don't have an effect on their government. They do have an effect on it. And I was like, damn. Damn. Like, I never thought about it that way, but damn. Yeah, it is. I guess it's just another like step in the whole collective responsibility conversation. It's just, I've never thought about it in that way exactly. So Thompson based, go watch him, even though he likes talking about fucking people's mums. Go watch him anyways. Hey, is that a clip of the explosion? The world is already socialist, just not for the poor people.
Hello everyone.
So let's...
So another update here on
Wait.
Storm Shadow.
Oh, give me a sec. Molim! Aha, aj sretno. Pazte se. My mother is going to drive around because... yeah, cisgender is a slut. No, Elon is an idiot. Elon's an idiot. I feel Elon's just trying to be contrarian at this point. And not even trying to hide it. It's like he's trying to say the dumbest shit possible just because it gets more idiots to follow him around. Part of me feels like he likes it. He knows what he is doing and he likes it because he knows these people are idiots and it makes him feel good to be the smartest one in his little cult. There's no one else, like no chance in hell you have any sort of IQ and you look at that man and you think he's smart in any way. Let's say we convert all homeless people to Buddhism. This would make the world only have two people. 1, rich people, and 2, voluntary poor Buddhists. Socialism achieved by 225. How would you convert people to Buddhism? But I would agree with that, because I would be the one who would be rich. I would be the one exploiting people around me. Bro, I would turn in a preacher so hard, okay? I'm really good at bullshitting my way out of conversations. I would be so good. I would be so good. I would be telling people that they need to give money to me directly if they want to achieve, you know, tranquility of the soul or whatever the fuck. I would be the first one there. I would be on the front lines. A lot of dumb tweets out lately. My favorite thing about Elon is how stupid he is. When he tries to do the thing with like just asking questions, but he does it at the dumbest tweets ever. It was for Novak Kachovka, wasn't it? There was some stupid tweet on the destruction, and someone made a very stupid comment about how we can't know who did it or whatever it was. I don't remember. I remember Elon's comment down there being like, curious. I hate him. I hate him. It brings up the point that involving yourself in politics is an expression of force, just as fighting for the nation's military is. Oh! Yeah, based. Actually based. It's kind of a slur as LGBTQ considers this a slur to straight people. I think my position is, though, that I'm not really... The whole thing with slurs, I don't understand it. I don't know. The whole concept of like, there's insults which are okay to say, but then there's insults which are not okay to say. I think I've never really cared enough to figure out why some insults should be in one box and not the other box. And because of this, I don't really know how much I care about whether or not it actually is a slur, or if they just use it as an insult, or if they just, you know, I don't know, throw it around. I don't know how much I care, but I do think that crying about it is cringe of him. So that's kind of what's silly. That's kind of what's, you know, what I'm getting salty about. But, you know, also, I don't know how to say this. I don't know what it would mean to use something as a slur, right? Because, like, I can call you a Twitch viewer. Can I use it as a slur if I mean it very, very insultingly? Like, what the fuck is a slur? Why are some insults okay and some insults are not okay? How do we differentiate? How do we do this? When I mock someone for being a Hungarian, where does that fall into? Like, how do you people do this? How do you know what is a slur, what isn't? Because I've legit seen people argue whether calling people poly, if you're not poly yourself, should be seen as a slur, because some people in what's the word for like relationship where you're just normal and you don't have a whole clan of people around you. But some people use it as an insult. So like it should be reviewed who is using it and in what way they are using it, because in some ways it is unacceptable to use it because it is insulting, because you insult inherently the way that people are wired to enjoy relationships or whatever. And I think a part of me just can't really care too much. So my problem with Elon is that he's stupid as fuck. Not really whether or not to do it is a slur. I don't know. I guess you could use it as a slur. When I call you a virgin, I'm probably using it as a slur. Discord mod. All of Elon tweets summarized. Wait, let's watch this video. This is the first video I clicked on.
First, we have some new satellite
I don't want to
imagery.
miss. I always miss like 20
So
links.
some of the
I end the stream and then I'm closing the tabs that I have open, and every single time I have like at least 5-6 links that I opened and then just kind of opened another one.
Video, but it was low quality. This imagery here shows the true extent of the damage. It's a
Wait, because of
before and
Rammstein? What
after.
happened? What happened?
Now this complex has basically just been wiped off the face of the earth, as have the
Whoa.
railway tracks through the town. So this is a major blow for Russia. This complex clearly stored a lot of ammunition, maybe ammunition for months of operations, and it's now all gone.
Dude!
On top of that, Russia, the railway, this complex through the clearly stored a lot of ammunition. This is a maybe about Russia, months of operations. This complex
Dude, the houses and everything. Dude. Like, you can look at this row of houses, and then you look at them. Dude. What? Dude. How? You're a sis, you can't understand. Yeah, but like I also use, and you know, it's like, what's the difference between a slur and an insult? What is a difference between using something as a slur and using something as an insult? Because like when one goes, oh, you're a cis person, you can't understand. Okay, but like if I say, oh, you're stupid, you can't understand this. This is too complex of a topic for you. Like if I call someone a vatnik and I'm like, ah, you're a vatnik, you can't understand these very simple words. Is that? What's the line between a slur and an insult? Because someone told me at one point, I remember someone told me that like slur is an insult based on something a person can't change. But I don't know. Like cocksucker is a good example, for example. You've sucked cocks, my dude. You can't change that. So if I go like, oh, I don't care about your opinion, you cocksucker, am I using cocksucker as a slur because you sucked some cocks? I don't know. I don't know what's the... I don't know how much I see it as not Twitter terminology is basically what I'm trying to say, you know? I don't know how much I see this as like a real life. Cocksucker is a slur. I'm sorry for using it against you. I apologize. I respect the community of cocksuckers. When you say someone used a slur, it sounds much more malicious than saying that person insulted me. Yeah, I could see that. That's ironic. Like, yeah, that's how I see it. But then the whole debate kind of becomes like useless, doesn't it? Because people are being like, oh, is this a slur? Oh, is this an insult? And it's like, well, depends. Are you trying to cancel culture someone? Then it's a slur, I guess. Are you being honest? It's just an insult. That's it. Do we have a sexual content tag? If I call Grisha a virgin, it's a slur because nobody will ever sleep with him. See, I don't know. I don't know. You're such a good cocksucker is not an insult, but still a slur. So it is? Oh, I don't even know when it comes to slurs against people who are... I know, like, Eastern European slurs. I know stuff I could be saying to Serbs. I don't know stuff I could be saying to like people from other what's the word? Parts of the world. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Joe, many liberals does it take to change a logo by bulb? None. They're too busy. Their gender. I'll tell them, yes, I am, and I will suck your cock if you don't shut the fuck up. 90% of the time I win the debate. Based. Baseless. I don't know. I don't know what's the difference. Okay, I don't know what's the difference. Gypsy is a slur. You acting like one is an insult using a slur. Okay. But that makes me think... So cocksucker is a slur in that case. Right? Boomer a slur against all people. Oh, that reminds me. Did you see people say that Karen is a slur against women? And the other 10 I went in another way. Huh? Cringe Lord, you know, I would have to say I don't know how much I'm surprised by the fact that you would be losing a debate, and the quickest way out of losing a debate for you is just to like threaten to suck people's cocks. I'm just saying, like it's an interesting way to I'm pretty sure for most other people this would not be the first thing on their mind, you know. Karen is arguably racist against white women, but I almost never see it used against non-white women. So would you say Karen is a slur? What is a slur? U.S. Marine behavior at work?
Whoa. Whoa, that was fiberglass. Oh. Why'd you make him do that? That's bad. That was fiberglass right there. Oh. Oh, nah.
The fuck is that? When you run out of crayons? The fuck is that? A slur is very offensive, usually dealing with race and ethnicity. Insults are more common and not as cruel. So then, when I do call someone, like, I've got so many questions on this. I don't even know where to start. But like, what would be, for example, if you call someone like, I don't know, a slut? How does that go? Because I've seen some people say that it is a slur, and then I've seen some people say that it isn't. So if I call a woman a slut, where do I fall? Like, what is that? Not nearly on the level of other slurs. But it is a derogatory term overwhelmingly used against an ethnic demographic. So you would say it's a slur. It's saying to someone you're a slut is an insult, but that makes me think that like the difference between a slur and an insult is whether the word is a noun or a verb. But that makes me question the use of the word retard, for example. Because if you say your behavior is retarded, would that not be using a slur? Because that feels like a slur. But also it's like a verb and not a noun. So it breaks the verb-noun rule, but if it breaks the verb-noun rule, then I don't know what it is. Isn't an ethnic targeted thing, so I don't know if it's a slur, but it is derogatory. Oh, so it like goes for ethnicities, it wouldn't go for sex. That makes sense. That makes sense. But for ethnicities, like the example brought up there was people who say, oh, you're cis, you can't understand this, right? So what will happen if I go, hey, you're a Hungarian, so you don't understand this? Am I using it as a slur? Calling someone a Russian when they're not from Russia, an insult or a slur? Yeah, like where does that go? If I go, oh, you're a Russian, who are you then? How offended are you? You also demean or belittle a particular group of people based on their race, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or on the characteristics. Slurs are typically used to express prejudice, discrimination, or hatred. They are considered highly offensive and can perpetuate stereotypes and marginalize individuals or communities. An insult is a statement or comment intended to offend or hurt someone's feelings, regardless of their membership in a particular group. They can target person's appearance, intelligence, abilities, behavior, or any other aspect that the person delivering the insult wishes to criticize or denigrate. So if I call you stupid, what is that? Because I'm pretty sure I'm targeting your intelligence, but also I am targeting a group. I think a lot of my the ways I'm imagining the differences on this are based on what Twitter people think the difference should be. It targets minority disabled people when describing other people. But then wouldn't you bring a case that calling someone stupid also targets people with disabilities. Because like it's different when you call someone ignorant, right? Because that has to do with them willingly ignoring information. But when you call someone stupid, are you not attacking them based on characteristics they cannot change? Like where does the difference go? If you include slur to include non-ethnic demographic targeting, then you can say the R word is a slur. Huh. People can't change their sex, just like how they can't change their ethnicity. But they also can't change their intelligence. They can't change their intelligence. Like if I call you stupid, what if you actually are? You know, like what if you're actually just born dumb? And I'm like, hi, you're a stupid fucking person. I'm pretty sure I'm attacking you for characteristics that you can't influence, and that there is also a group of people with the same characteristics. Does anyone want to have great sex with me? No. Perfect. I specialize in terrible sex. If you call me stupid, it would be a fact. How fucking cruel. Ignorance isn't even willful. It can be. Ow. Even then, like even worse than. So like calling someone ignorant, what would that be? Or like if you call someone uneducated, but like there's legit people who didn't have a choice in how good their education is gonna be. So where does that go? You're like someone's uneducated, but maybe this person like actually was born in a, you know, some sort of a shithole. I'm thinking of my village right now. We had kids drop out at the, 6th grade and just like stop going to elementary school, and that's it. They just stopped going because they didn't feel like going anymore. Nothing ever happened as a result of that. So, when you call someone uneducated, it feels like also, it could be stretched. It could be stretched to being like, hey, you're kind of attacking people based on characteristics they can't really, they couldn't influence. So that after a point, it feels like I can't insult anyone. In a way, I want to insult them. I can't call them cocksuckers, but I'm pretty sure someone's gonna be like, "Oh, damn, that's also a slur," because some people are just, born with a preference to be sucking some cocks. So you can't even do that. Whether you're unjustifiably marginalizing someone or justifyingly. Like if you call pedophiles freaks, you can say that marginalizes them, but it's not an unjustified slur. But wouldn't that be really, really subjective? Because I'm pretty sure if you go to some people who are very homophobic and they say slurs against gay people, I'm pretty sure they would also be like, oh yeah, that is justified slur actually. Because I'm marginalizing people that I see as an active threat to my way of living. So it feels like drawing a line that would be really, really hard. I feel like I need to find an insult that I can be using. Part of me wants to be calling people cunts, but I'm unironically seeing people arguing over whether cunt itself is an insult because it's also supposed to be very sexist. Shit, no. I didn't want to click. Okay, nice. I wanted to go here. I wanted to search here. Yeah, I'm also just seeing people mock Americans for thinking cunt is a slur. Most traditional religions have scriptural criticisms of homosexuality, so whether or not they're justified, I suppose, is objective. Yeah. It's like the whole conversation seems chaotic then, though, because like I don't know where it goes. I don't know what is what. And then I am brought back to the start of this conversation, which was Elon Musk being really stupid. Because, you know, is cisgender a slur? Could you be justified in claiming that it is? You believe that we've been bombing ourselves 8 years in a row, but when you started bombing yourselves, it's some kind of bullshit.
А что такое Шебекино? Это ваш город, что ли?
Так это там и не мы, там россияне. Причем здесь мы?
А кто бомбит-то Шебекино?
Россияне.
Серьезно?
Серьезно.
То есть мы сами себя долбим, да?
Прикиньте, как мы 8 лет подряд. Мы ж могли сами себя долбить, а вы сами себя не можете, да?
Можем.
Можете? Ну так вот оно и
Можем.
происходит. Или что, в это слабо верится? То есть как мы себя 8 лет подряд бомбили, вы поверили, а как вы начали сами себя бомбить, так это хуйня какая-то.
А что такое Шебекино? Это ваш город, что ли?
He speaks so
Так
well,
это
though. I
там
love
и не
him.
мы.
That was his pronunciation. I love this. I want to listen to this man forever. I don't know. No, I don't know who he is. I like him. I like him. Doesn't like the rank though? Also, isn't the rank also subjective? Because like I'm pretty sure that you know, I don't know. For me, like calling someone cisgender is like nothing. But like some people would get pissed off when being called cisgender, right? So I guess it's also very Bottomson. No, actual Thompson is Bottomson. I'm pretty sure that how high it is on the insult scale would also depend on that, you know, and then the culture and everything you have. So then again, I don't know what is slur and what isn't a slur. Some people enjoy using slurs among themselves to have fun. Ah, shit, yeah, that too. But then that brings the negative scale like way down, right? So then is it still a slur if you use it towards the front as a joke? I think this is all just a very Twitter conversation. I would never be having these conversations with Croatians. I miss my normal people with their normal ways of categorizing insults, which is, did you make someone cry? Yes, good. And that's it. Not these like little layers of what's okay and what isn't. They're using it, saying it in the same sense, like, ha, you idiot. Ah. Yeah, but it's like a culture thing, right? It's like how some people say that they were like raised in communities where they use the N-word a lot. So you just kind of use it. And then you don't really understand the gravity of it elsewhere because you grew up just like hearing it everywhere and using it all the time. I can see that. Used by LGBT community and the allies as sort of insult to marginalize the straight women and men. To sort of explain that they do not understand the community. Yeah, I could see that. I just think the whole thing with like designating it as a slur or something, it feels very Twitter. I don't have a better word. Very Twitter, isn't it? It's a very Twitter thing. It's like we could be having a conversation over like, oh, hey, you know, how much does it make sense to claim that someone's sexuality makes them unable to understand other people? How much does it make sense to claim that someone's gender expression makes them unable to understand some things, you know? When you claim that cisgender people can't understand some stuff, what are you really claiming? And do you have some basis to claim it on? You know, stuff like that. I could understand having these types of conversations, like when Elon just goes, oh yeah, it's a slur, like you're just trying to get stupid people on your side, aren't you? You're not really having any smart conversations over this. You're not really doing anything to fix anything. You're just trying to assign a sense of seriousness to this word. And no, I see it as a very empty attempt. Oh yes, this is absolutely a proper term, right? I'm finally surrounded by normal people when I'm watching this stream. Oh, I actually know what you feel like because as I started working a few days ago, I've already met 2 different people wearing Nazi adjacent shirts while I was on work. Just like out there in public, they're going around. They come to the shop and they wear Nazi shirts, and they just exist in that way among other people. So it kind of makes me think about how blessed I am to actually be online, surrounded by like normal people, because offline, my dudes, the situation is fucking weird. Yeah, they're wearing Ustasha shirts just out there. One of them, I'm pretty sure he wears the same shirt forever, because I've seen him so far. I've seen this man 3 different days, and on 2 of these days I've seen him several times, and every single time I've seen him he had the same shirt on, and it's the Ustasha shirt. So I don't know. It wasn't really what I expected. Yeah, maybe he has. I don't know if I'm more concerned by the idea he has like 10 same shirts in his closet and all of them are Ustasha shirts and he just washes other ones and wears them, or if I'm more concerned by the idea he has the same one and he keeps on re-wearing that one. Like I don't know what would be more deranged behavior, but whichever one it is, he's doing it. Oh no, he is going out. He is casually existing in those shirts. He went one day. He went to a village party. That's the first time I've seen him, and then I was like, "Oh, who is this? Is he an outsider or something?" But then he came to the shop while I was working on 2 separate days after the party, and he was just wearing the shirt. And then yesterday I was telling my mother about the shirt guy, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it just happens because like we're very close to the." We are in a war-torn area, basically. So a lot of people who come here, who move in here, they are very interesting in their beliefs, and they kind of come here because you guys remember? Do you guys remember when we talked about Mass Effect? In Mass Effect, the video game, there's these Thurians. Holy shit. I haven't played that game in such a long time. I need to replay it again. Garrus. Gonna type in Garrus and I'm gonna show you. Turian. Yeah, I actually typed it properly. Garrus Vakarian is a Turian. Now, Turians have a religion. This is the species. Listen, I'm teaching you about games right now, okay? They have a species. This is Turians. They're like bird-type people. But they have a religion, which is basically animism. But it's animism in a way that you glorify the soul of certain places. So you know how animism is the idea that everything has a soul. Is it animism? Am I thinking of proper one? Yeah. It's like objects and places and beings. They all have their own spiritual essence. Every rock you see, it has a soul. Every animal you see, it has a soul. Everything has a soul on its own. And then in animism, it's like places also have a soul of their own. In Turian religion, it's like, oh, places have a soul of the events that happened there. Or the events that were happening. Basically, like your house, it has you as part of its soul. Like you are a part of its soul. And the soul of this house is a part of you. And they have a belief that certain specific places which had great battles happen on them, they have a soul of this battle there. It still stays there. So you go and you worship there. You go to feel the soul of this battle to this place. And that's what it reminds me of when like Ustasha people move to war-torn areas. It's like they base a lot of their existence on glorifying the Croatian state and the Croatian fight against enemies. So they specifically choose to move to places which have seen war and which have been victims of war because the soul of the places is something that invites them. That's the way I'm seeing it. Mass Effect is beautiful. It is beautiful. What? Ukraine, Croatia won under 21 euro. Ukraine just scored. Cheating. Not fair. Not fair at all. That should be illegal to do. How dare you? Right for historical owner? Oh shit. Wait, Ukraine history series? Wait, one of ours? What? Do you think pedophilia is a black and white thing, or do you think it's a shifting area, like when a non-pedophile could have pedophilic attractions and vice versa? You know how I see it? I see it as like you as a human person, you are fucked in ways you can't imagine. Your brain is fucked in ways you can't imagine. Everything that happens in your perspective is just chaos, and you're trying to make some sense out of it. So I would guess, like, I could see the thing with the shifting area, I guess. In a way, I don't even know if I can see it actually. Like, I think I'm trying to figure out a way to say this, but every single example I can think of this has been rather concerning. But you know what it reminds me of? It's like, you know those old people who will look at young teenagers and then be like, oh, this kid is going to be hounded by potential love interests when they grow up. You know, stuff like that. I remember, like, when I was the first time I got a sense of how weird this was when I was around 22. And I was in a group of female friends. And there was this one kid in the neighborhood. And I don't know how old he was. He was, like, really, really young at the time. And I remember one girl in the group making a comment like, oh, when this kid grows up, he's going to be really hot. And I was like, ah? Like, that's a weird fucking thing to say. But I don't think she's I wouldn't call her a pedophile. I wouldn't say that. But it was a very weird thing to say. It's a very weird way to think. So I guess in some sort of situations, you could say maybe there's like some sort of a shifting area, if that's what you're thinking of. But I also wouldn't call it a pedophilic attraction. I think if you have like a full attraction, it's a different thing. Like if you were to be fully attracted to the kid, that would be, I think at that point, you may need to seek out therapy. But I think some people may be slightly weird on the issue and maybe not being completely fucked. It just, the problem is that most of the examples I'm thinking of, I think I am biased against because I'm thinking about old men. And specifically, like I had a situation in the church, for example, once. And at the time I was like, I think 14, 15, I'm not sure. But I remember going to church and it was winter. And it was relatively cold. And what I was wearing at the time were those, like those thighs. Like they're like very, very tight on your body. But they're very, very warm. I wore those. So I was there in the church and after the mass, we like go out and an old dude approaches me. He's like a family friend, relatively, I guess. But he approaches me and he's like, hey, are you sure that's like an appropriate outfit for the church? Because you may be getting attention from a lot of older men when you wear stuff like that. And it kind of got burned into my brain as a memory because I was like, but also I wouldn't call the man, I don't know if I would call him a pedophile, but like just the fact you would think something like that, I think you already kind of are going into a fucked up area and you should be aware of that. But you know what it reminds me of? It's like, you know how some people are into into those weird porn movies where like it is implied that a person didn't want to bang and then they do. Like, would I call you a rapist? No. Would I say you have rape fantasies? No. Are you kind of fucked if you enjoy that type of content? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that there's a shifting thing, definitely, but you need to be very aware of things you're attracted by. And also, if you have any weird kinks, go to a psychiatrist. Okay. Oh yeah, Japan GG. Being fully attracted is weird and you need help, but not a sinner. Acting on those attractions is what dooms yourself. Oh. Fighting against them if you have them is a good thing. Yeah, age play. Age play is a good yeah, that's a good example. That's a good example. Like, I do think you're weird if you engage in it. Do I think you're a pedophile? No. But do I think you have pedophilic attractions? I guess. I don't know why it's I know it is age play. I don't know if we think of the same thing. But like basically, you know how some people get off on wearing diapers around? And then being babied. That's what's in my mind when you say that. Yeah, so it's like, are you a pedo? Maybe not, because you do it with adults. Are you kind of fucked in the
I'm going to
head?
The story behind the photos we used for the episode about Crimea. The pictures were taken by Ukrainian photographer Alexander Klemenko. They show how the indigenous population of Crimea, Crimean Tatars, were returning home after decades spent in exile. This one shows Crimean Tatars coming to a place.
So you know, would you call them pedophiles? Probably no. Would you like to have them around? Probably no.
The entire Crimean Tatar population of over 200,000 people were forcibly deported to Central Asia. Between 18 to 46% of those deported died on the journey itself or from the harsh conditions in the makeshift settlements they were moved to. In turn, the Soviet government facilitated the resettlement of Russians into Crimea. Crimean Tatars got the chance to return home in the late 80s at the height of Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms. In most cases, however, they had no home to return to, as Crimean Tatar-owned land had long been expropriated by incoming Russian settlers, and many villages were left completely abandoned. After Russia's occupation of Crimea in 2014, many Crimean Tatars
Tatars are connected to Turkey. Turkey was actually pissed off when Russia took over Crimea because of the mistreatment of Tatars, and then, you know, then nothing happened after that. They just kind of were like, Russia, no, bullying Tatars, no. And then they kept supporting them later, I guess. Having sexual fantasies with adults, no matter how they dress and act, not a pedophile. Yeah, but like, you are fucked up. you would be fucked up anyways. I guess. Look, I'm not really a good person to have conversations about this, okay? I'm very judgmental. My default option is to judge people. Okay, my default, like, if I hear about someone doing something weird, my default option is to judge the life out of them. Some, you know, like when I say get therapy, this is me trying to be very civil, because that is not my default option. My default option is to tell them to do something very different. But then I'm like, no, Vicky, you're supposed to be nice to people who may be suffering. You're supposed to be nice and understanding. So you're maybe not supposed to tell them to, you know, finish lasting Fortnite. Maybe you're supposed to tell them something else. So but I'm not really a good person to have these conversations. You need to maybe find someone with a bit more genuine love for their fellow man, I think would be a good way to say it. Hey, Bakhmut! Hey, Dylan did an interview with one of the Bakhmut soldiers. Dylan did an interview with one of them. I have not seen it because I saw it in my recommended just before the stream, and then I was like, I don't have time to watch this. But I do wonder what it was like, and I do wonder how they rate the successes of Ukrainians. So watch it and then let me know how it is. Watch it and let me know what happened. I applied the method when I get aware that I'm too angry. What would Jesus do? To be fair, the thing that Jesus would do is Jesus would be like, bro, I'm just going to tell this person to kill themselves, and then I'm going to hope that my cult people are going to write the story in such a way to make me sound good. You know how like I very much doubt Jesus was as good as we think it is. It's a fact that only his cult has been writing stories about him. It's like if 500 years from now, the only way we get to learn about Hassan is from like 5 Hassan top chatters. Come on, my man. Would you not think he is the most intelligent man on the planet? You fucking would. You know you would. So, to annoy the right sector guy with his questions. To be fair, I understand it. That was the you saw poggers. Thank you, Hassan, for existing and teaching us what dogfights are. No, but listen. When it comes to Dylan annoying the right sector guy, a part of me, I don't want to say this in a negative way because I love Dylan. Okay, I adore that man so much. And I hope everything good that happens to him keeps on happening. And I felt the right sector dude when he was like, bro, who the fuck cares about ideology? We're trying to win in a war. And I was like, yeah. Because we're having so many these stupid-ass conversations over like, hey, how does Ukraine feel about allowing gay marriages? How does Ukraine feel about trans people? And how easy it is for them to get documents in Ukraine? How easy is it going to be after the war? Do you think some of these things should be changed after the war? And like, well, I understand why these conversations are important. It often feels that in some people's minds, they are overshadowing the fact that Ukraine is right now fighting a fucking war, my dude. Okay, your priority at all points should be bringing people's attention to the fact Ukraine is fighting a war for existence that is still ongoing. Why are we supposed to be having these silly little conversations? Like, I legit saw people yesterday, was it in Skades, being like, hey, who is Ukraine going to choose as their president after the war ends? Like, if they manage to win, are they going to pick someone who is going to be very nationalistic? Are they going to pick someone who is going to be very, very pro-West? But, like, of course they are. What do you think? It's a stupid question. But it's like, you know, why are we supposed to be having debates on this while Ukraine is winning a war still? We don't know when the war is gonna end. Why are we having these talks? Come on, why? Why? Wait, I missed. Ukrainians lost tribe of Ishmael confirmed. I have no idea what that account is talking about, to be completely honest with you. I have no idea what that account is trying to communicate. Very American, incredibly American, like strongly American interview. Hey, how do you feel about gay people? Bro, I'm trying to survive. I'm trying not to see everyone I love killed. Maybe we got some priorities. Maybe. Wait. Maybe we should convince Russia to attack Armenia, so the West gives us weapons and money to fight Azerbaijan and Turkey. What was the OG post about? 3 late, TOS. We got TOS, my dudes, we got TOS. I need to teach you people how to do like the TOS check. That's what you need to start doing. That's what you need to start doing. I'm gonna make a thing where like everything I click on is what's the word? Blood for like a minute. What? Wait, what did I click on? Now I clicked on this one to check it, and this one is actually proper. This is ridiculous. You click on some of them, they're GG. You click on some other ones, they're not. I never know which is which. M777 power charge case with Bluetooth, AUX 270 watt speakers, and charge display. Aww. Need to repair car bought for 54. See if you want it. Aww. $10K bid. Bro. Oh no, I scrolled down. There was no booba in the OG post. And then I was like, hee, let me go scroll. Hee. And that was not really a smart decision. So, yeah. Wait though. Well, I'm confused about that account sent because like you wrote this may be an actual Ukrainian Nazi, but like is that person Ukrainian? I don't know if they are. Like they don't post about it. I expected they would be posting about it. I'm not really seeing anything about that. So I don't know. I don't know what they are. I don't know where they go. Oh shit, guys. Hey, this is actually a good link. Look at this. Someone call Hassan. Right now. Quickly. There was a dogfight again. 5 minutes in the naughty corner. True. No, I scroll around on Twitter. I sometimes forget that I'm on Twitter. Which is also stupid because like every single day that I go around existing on Twitter, I will be in Ukraine post and I go down in the comments and then there's the part. Can I scroll down now? There's usually a part in the comments. You're going to see it now. This one, show more replies, because there's like hidden replies. And usually when you click on these, you're going to see TOS shit, or like OnlyFans. I mean, it's still TOS. OnlyFans women trying to advertise themselves around. And every single time I see this, I'm like, I wonder what's happening in the comments. Is someone having a fight there? Because sometimes, like, if you use a lot of slurs in your post or whatever, your post will get hidden. So almost every single day, I go there and I click on it. And I see boobas, and I'm like, disappointed. And then tomorrow I go again, and I check out if there's someone having a fight. And no, there's just boobas and death, and that's it. Booba part or the Vatnik part? Yeah. I'm like having fun when it's the Vatnik part. Armenia is in an impossible situation. Yeah. No, that is true. It's kind of a fact situation for them. Because, like, you either support Russia or you have basically no allies left. Are you going to try to side with USA? Can you afford to side with USA? Does USA want to side with you in the first place? But yeah, they do have support of USA public. USA recently, didn't they have people in the Congress trying to stop USA aid to Azerbaijan? Oh! Okay, wait, a resolution? This is recent. What is this? 221. Biden has waived restriction blocking aid to Azerbaijan over Armenia conflict. Ooh. Decision is drawing condemnation from the Armenian American community as a betrayal following Biden's historic decision to recognize last month for the first time the Armenian genocide. American recognition of the Armenian genocide comes with responsibilities, among them not arming or abetting Azerbaijan's drive to complete this crime. Oh, okay, I see that. Way too poor for anyone to carry, yeah. That's what... Oh, Mastodon. That's what worries me about like Russia threatening to invade other countries, especially when it comes to Kazakhstan, for example. It's like, would the West care? I don't really think it would. Does the West care about Armenia? I don't think it does. It didn't care about Georgia either. Like we have a list of countries that we usually are directly being influenced by. And I don't know how strong Armenia is when it comes to that, and it makes me sad as fuck. No. Oh, so just the resolution condemning Azerbaijan's blockade of the Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh and ongoing human rights violations. Wait, but didn't they have a thing? Armenia is like non-existent in European minds, true. To be fair, like also as Georgia. That sucks. I remember recently bringing up a point at like sort of a family event. I brought up a point that maybe getting too close to Azerbaijan may... Do you guys know who is in the government of Azerbaijan? I brought up the point that maybe getting too close to Azerbaijani leadership would not really be the best thing ever, as, you know, they're not really a pinnacle of democracy. And I legit had people just look at me like, what do you mean? And I was like, are you not aware the man currently ruling over Azerbaijan is the son of a man who was previously ruling over Azerbaijan? Do you think there's... Do you think they have democracy there? How do you think they are doing? And it turns out people just have no idea. It's not that they didn't know that they have a lack of any sort of democracy. It's not that people didn't know. It's that people don't know anything about Azerbaijan. It's like a blank state. You can tell them anything you want about Azerbaijan and they're going to be like, yeah, okay, that is probably true because I know nothing about a fucking country. It's extremely difficult for the US to deal with countries in certain areas, such as the Caucasus and Central Asia. The US is one of the only countries on Earth with expeditionary forces, but even they are limited to the reach of the oceans and the reach of the bases alliances. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Also, I wouldn't just blame USA. I think that like Europe has been useless on this too. But I do think in a lot of ways we expect USA to be the world police. And then also we kind of bitch about them being world police, but we expect them to do it. Like, be honest with me, come on. We want USA to be helping. We want USA to be involved. We're happy when they're involved. We like them around. Actually, I have a video saved, which is like interviewing Ukrainians on their opinions towards USA. That I thought would be interesting to watch. But we're happy when they get involved, and then, you know, we bitch when they do get involved. And I think even from that side, it's kind of like hard for them to do what they're doing. And I think it becomes relatively hard to know when you should be getting involved and when you shouldn't. Like, just look at Yugoslavia, for example. When USA got involved in Yugoslavia, which was a based involvement, by the way, thank you, USA. But you still have Serbs bitching about this. You still have certain types of political parties in Europe, specifically the anti-establishment parties, bitching about USA getting involved. So even though most of the Balkans are happy about it and pleased with it, I don't know how much strength we have compared to a bunch of Westerners who are actually Western, you know, crying about NATO involvement and how much they are going to have an influence over NATO actions in the future and how much they are having influence right now over NATO inactions currently. So I don't know. Want USA to do a better job because we know they can? Yeah. But also I think it's kind of evil that we are relying on them. I think that's kind of mean. You need access to a Black Sea, which Turkey would not give. You would need Georgia for a port, which would get invaded by Russia in a second. Europeans know about it, but there's no way to help them. Yeah, that's true, that's true. I wish we had a way to be strong on them. Really good propaganda. They got Formula 1 races and shit. Yeah, that's true, that's true, that's true. Yeah. It's like with with, let's say, certain other countries that also have problematic regimes. You ask an average person about it and they're going to give like 5 different positive things and that's it. Muslim majority in the Caucasus. They have oil money allied to Turkey and are fighting over an Armenian exclave. They have a dictatorship and were a part of the former USSR. They also bordered the Caspian Sea. Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot. That's more than an average person I know. Oh yeah, Europe needs to wake the fuck up, definitely. Yeah, European army is a good project. I think the idea that European Union should be having its own military, I think it's a great idea. I greatly, greatly support it. But also I don't really think we're going to go... I don't think we're going to do it because I don't have a lot of trust in Europe. I don't think we are too unified and I don't think we will do something too proactive when it comes to something on this scale. I don't know. I'm hoping that we manage to have a proper military. So at one point we're not relying on NATO anymore. We can rely on ourselves. But also like creating a European industrial complex will inherently weaken the US. I kind of could see that, but also I kind of think it could be a benefit to us both. Because, like, Europe needs to strengthen, right? We need resources. We need someone to be making us weapons. We could buy a lot of USA shit. We already are buying a lot of USA shit. It feels that strengthening European military might not be, like, in any sort of a way negative for USA, especially if we keep on strengthening it and keep on cooperating. France and Germany, that is a problem I'm having. I do not believe France nor Germany should be allowed to deal with decisions on this topic. I do not believe France nor Germany have proven to be reliable enough. I believe we should trust the polls on this and just the polls, only the polls, no one else. By the way, this horrible thing to read, I'm not sure how deeply it goes. Oh, this specific document doesn't. Okay. Yeah, we knew this. Good thing UN has finally learned about this. Maybe the fuckers do something finally. Unusual time. Yes, it's time after work. So this week I'm working morning shift. By the way, I'm working morning shift the whole week. I don't know if I told you that. So because I'm working morning shift, I'm able to do streams in the afternoon. Haha. So I'm quite happy about that. We're going to be doing like morning, afternoon to see when we are having more fun. And so I can plan accordingly for when my 600 days of work are finished and then I can just continue doing normal streams. Wait, let me do the clinks. Let me do some clinkies. She happens. I trust Valo. Valo has never given me a TOS link. I trust you. You're not gonna link me someone. Oh, it doesn't upset me. Wait, US needs to... What's pivot? feel like, and maybe defining pivots differently than you do. They can't solo all the authoritarian dictatorships anymore. It's time for Europe to step up and take the small guy on the right while we fight the 5 big guys on the right. On the left. On the left. Yeah. You know how I see it? I don't think China currently poses a threat, and I don't think anyone currently needs to fight against China. I think that's like the way I see the situation right now. I don't think it would make sense to move away from a war that is actually happening and actually real in order to go fight a war that is not happening and not real and may happen in the future, but is not happening right now. I believe it would be stupid planning in every way I can imagine. Because first thing that it would do is it would cause you to move your attention away from the Russian situation. Moving attention away from the situation in Russia and allowing Russia basically to gain more victories inherently means you are encouraging any other country wanting to be like Russia and wanting to invade their peaceful neighbors to do it. Inherently, you are making the threat of China bigger and larger and more dangerous if you allow Russia to gain victories in their invasion on Ukraine. I absolutely think of it that way. It shows that you are not willing to fight a war for a nation you claim to be defending. It shows that even if China invades Taiwan, it needs to just, chill there for like 2 years, 3 years, needs to freeze the conflict until USA gets bored, and then USA is going to get bored and is going to find a threat somewhere else, and then you can just continue invasion as you wanted to. That's how I'm seeing it. So I don't really agree that we should move away from Russia at all. I do agree that Europe should be pulling its own weight. I do agree with that one, but I don't agree with the idea that USA should in any way lessen their actions in Russia to focus on China instead. Oh no, it's not about China, like whether China poses a threat or not. I think that when we talk about a country posing a threat, the thing is that you have like a very real war happening right now, and then you have a threat of a war. I'm not denying that there is a threat. I'm not denying that there is a threat by China. I do understand that it may be planning to start a war. It may be planning to invade Taiwan. I'm aware of that. What I am disagreeing with is the idea that this threat is somehow comparable or should somehow influence our action or inaction in the actual real war that we are fighting right now. Yeah, because I don't think China's gonna do anything if we properly defeat Russia. Is basically the way I'm seeing it. If we properly manage to defeat Russia in Ukraine, if we properly punish Russia for invading, I do not believe China is going to dare to go and invade Taiwan. US doesn't see Ukraine war as serious as a Taiwan war. Yeah, I kind of see that as a stupid way to look at the situation, because like Ukraine war is real and happening right now. Taiwan war, I don't know, it may never happen. US should immediately abandon Europe and cut all supplies and aid to Ukraine and send weapons to Russia and tell them good job on the genocide. What? No, I've never, no. That is not, no. What do you mean sending weapons to Russia? No. I have never, no part of my opinion has USA aiding Russia as part of it. No. Ignoring an invasion by itself is aiding Russia. Lessening support for Ukraine by itself inherently is aiding Russia. Hey, thank you for joining, Wizard. Thank you. Slavic bro. Slavs unite. Because it is kind of what it is, you know. I don't know in what other way though. Like when you say it is time for Europe to step up and take the small guy on the right while we fight the 5 big guys on the left. What do you mean? What do you mean USA should do specifically? Because I don't know what other USA actions in regard to Ukraine you could be talking about. I don't know if I'm seeing it. I'm not sure if I'm understanding that. Wait. English. An attempt by Russian quilted jackets to riot in the center of Chisinau in connection with the ban by the Constitutional Court of the pro-Putin extremist mafia party Shore were promptly suppressed by the police. What? Wait, they tried to protest against the ban of Shore's party? Am I getting it proper? They're like, hey, you know what would be a smart thing to do? Let's go protest against this country banning a criminal from getting seats in the parliament. Let's do that. Yeah, I wish more countries allowed criminals to be political. I wish more countries do that. You get someone corrupt in your government, you should have more of them. The hell is that? There was this one video of protests in Moldova, in which there's a journalist and he comes to one protester and he asks them something in Romanian and the protester can't answer, and the journalist is like, dude, what do you mean? Why can't you answer? You're on a protest in Moldova. Surely you can speak the language. And the dude is like, no, I can't. I'm actually Russian. I'm from Russia. I only speak Russian. Man was just fucking imported and that's it. I'm not a big supporter of freedom of speech. I'm not a big supporter of freedom of speech. If you riot against the banning of a criminal in government, you know, you're willing to riot against a government banning an actual criminal, you cannot deserve to be handled by the police, my dude. I'm not very progressive on this. Yesterday when I joined Thompson's stream, and Thompson was like, oh guys, I don't know if I trust in freedom of speech anymore. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I trust in free speech. I don't know if I like the idea of free speech or however the fuck he said it. I don't know how he said it. I remember being like, yeah. I feel every word. And he was like, he watched some Destiny debate with some MAGA dudes, I don't know. And it got him into thinking that freedom of speech should not be existing, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, but like if it's a plan for like the next few decades, I think for me it's like, you know how I see it then though. I don't see worth in making plans for the next couple of decades. I feel it like that. I feel for me making plans for what we should do in the next couple of decades is very similar to asking what Ukraine is gonna do with its president after the war ends. Because it's like we got some issues right now. Who the fuck knows what happens in the next couple of decades? You know, like a few decades ago, we thought Russia was going to join NATO. Didn't work, obviously. But we thought fuckers are gonna join NATO. A few decades ago, they allowed republics to leave USSR. Technically allowed, but allowed still. A few decades ago, we thought Yugoslavia was going to be a country forever. I'm not really a few decades in the future type of a person in planning, you know? I think this may be like a part where we disagree on. Because I don't necessarily disagree with your plan on what we should do in a few decades. I think I just don't really care about what we should do in a few decades. I don't care what USA does in like 10, 20, 30 years. We don't know what the situation is going to be like. So I think that's like, for me, that's kind of, I think that's like the inherent difference we're having. I don't know how much I care about a decade-long plans about stuff like that. Base stops and through. PUBG, I'm very bad at shooting games. We could play some TFT though. I could be playing some TFT on stream. US betting in countries like Germany and France to be security partners is retarded. True. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Trump next year will win and join CSTO. I mean, maybe even that. Easy way to pull Europe into China's sphere of influence. Also true. No, but like when it comes to like, how to say it, the plans taking decades to complete and everything. Like I do understand that we're talking about huge moves in geopolitics. I'm genuinely, I don't know how much like we could say about what we think should happen in the next few decades and stuff like that. I don't know how much I consider any of it to be really important. You don't know what happens in the next few decades. You don't know what happens in the next few years. We can barely plan for the shit we have right now. We can't plan for this thing. So I don't know. I don't know how much of a threat is China going to be posing in a few years. How much will China's, because I do think China's reactions and actions will be in a big way planned accordingly to what happens with Russia's invasion, right? So then it's like, can we really know what China is going to do if we don't even know how Russian invasion of Ukraine is going to end? I don't really think we can. Like if Russia does well and if Russia actually manages to claim that they have won, certain that China's reaction is going to be a lot more negative than if Russia loses horribly and then gets balkanized. Stuff like that. And when it comes to our countries meeting NATO requirements, I do agree with that. I'm just like, when it comes to the whole thing over like who could be a threat in the coming years and everything, I guess that's the part where I'm like, I'm kind of losing the conversation. I'm kind of losing the conversation. Not to mention that like you got some USA people saying that China itself is going to be crumbling. So let's see how that goes. Russia won't invade Ukraine, not telling us China won't invade Taiwan. I do think China's invasion of Taiwan is going to be strongly dependent on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, though. I think it's going to be strongly dependent on that. I think if we keep on responding like pussies to Russian actions in Ukraine, I think we are making it more possible for China to invade Taiwan. Waiting for US and Europe to build their own microchip production, so Taiwan won't be as relevant anymore. Ah, that too. As in also, I feel like you're bringing a question of like, okay, yeah, China could be waiting for microchip production in USA and Europe to be built, so Taiwan doesn't matter to them anymore, right? I could see that, but then I feel like you are asking a question of like, how long is China really gonna give a shit about Taiwan? Like, do we really think in 20, 30 years they're still going to be wanting to invade Taiwan? Do we really think that's going to be like some sort of a plan? Yeah, I don't know. I've got no idea. I don't know how I'm seeing that. I'm feeling like trades could be impactful enough for them to just kind of not fully let it go ideologically, of course, but just like let go of the idea of doing an invasion and crumbling the relationship they have with the rest of the world, you know? I'm feeling like a strong response to Russia could cause China to seriously think over their benefits and consequences of the possibility of doing an invasion. How long is Russia gonna care for CE? I don't even know. I don't even know. If it gets really defeated and we get into NATO, like what is gonna do about that, you know? There's so many questions that you could be asking, like if we manage to kick Russia back into its own borders right now, and then once we kick it into its own borders, we immediately get Ukraine into NATO. Is Russia going to have to just stop trying to expand? We'll just have to stop? Because I feel like ideologically it would still be claiming it owns these countries, right? Ideologically, of course, it wouldn't give them up. It will still see them as their empire. But realistically, is when it comes to the attempts to invade, for example, is Russia going to continue? Would Russia be continuing? And I kind of feel like it wouldn't, really. I kind of feel like it wouldn't have a chance. I put it on pause and plan for the future. Yeah, but like if you're in NATO, would they be willing to go to a war with NATO itself? Xi himself really wants to get Taiwan now to make himself immortal in China and put him on the same level as Mao. Could be that, could be that. I don't know. I don't know if I think that like in a few years, we're really... I don't know we can know whether or not they're going to be causing these problems. Yeah, no, idiot. I guess I'm just really, how to say this? I feel like in foreign policies, there's a possibility of shifts happening in that area. We should focus on what we can do in the current situation right now. And then also, of course, like, you know, when it comes to implementing certain measures for the future, absolutely. Like preparing for the future, making NATO countries finally fulfill their 2% goal. What the fuck, why are so many of them unable to fulfill 2% goal? Stuff like that, yeah, we definitely should be doing better. But you know, everything else, I don't know. Hey, you're grumpy. Ooh, UK. Oh, ho, ho. NATO will not defend Taiwan. US will try and create a coalition and some NATO countries will join it. Yeah, that too. I really want Taiwan, Japan, South Korea to get nuclear deterrence, but people flip out when I suggest anywhere besides Israel, Iran, and North Korea get it. Holy shit. But yeah, I could... If North Korea would be stupid enough to use a nuke, I feel like they would be stupid enough to use a nuke on a nuclear country too. I feel like that's a part where like it's just that would be a very stupid action. But I see your point, and I'm kind of okay with I'm okay with smaller nations under a threat. I'm okay with admitting they need nuclear deterrence. I don't know how I feel about the idea of more countries having nukes, but I'm okay with nuclear deterrence. And I do acknowledge that they need it, especially because, you know, we're seeing on Ukraine what happens when you give up your nukes. Romanians, our entire national identity is built upon the idea of unification. But like, don't you think that she would be okay with... Not okay. Hey, Grumpy, it's a time slot for when I'm streaming, for when I'm working morning shift. Which is this whole week. I'm working morning shift, so we stream now. You know what it makes me think of? The national identity of Serbia for the longest time was based on the idea of Greater Serbia, right? So the whole thing of like them having Kosovo, for example. They have wanted Kosovo to be part of Serbia for many years, but you are seeing a shift recently. You're seeing a shift partially because Kosovo has very good politicians, and then you compare their politicians to that trash we have in Serbia, and it's like, partially because people are aware that the issue of taking Kosovo back is very often used by the government to mask other issues, partially because people hate their government a lot. So because they hate their government, they are now trying to be against everything the government stands for, which on one hand is taking back Kosovo, right? What I'm trying to say is that even in the case of Serbia, I can imagine that like in 10 years, they're going to be like, yeah, Kosovo is another country. You know, I can imagine that. Unironically not thinking that's impossible. I don't know if that is the change I will pursue, because like God knows they have a lot of people in the country who are opposing to it. But I also don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's too impossible. So I don't really think, you know, when it comes to like planning for this stuff that long away, I don't really know if we can make a lot of plans. Nuclear deterrence as a whole, not a big fan of individual countries getting them. I could see that. You know what's a problem there? You know what's a problem there? Okay? Let's say European Union has nukes. Where do we station them? Who gets the power over them? How do we decide if they're going to be fired or not? Because I am pretty sure if you make it a European Parliament thing, you make it so like 90%, let's put it at 90% of parliamentarians have to vote to use a nuke in order to use a nuke. You know what's going to happen? You know what is going to happen? You're going to look at the European Union and you're going to see at one of their countries getting invaded and butchered. Let's say Croatia. Serbia's coming around, just killing everyone. European Parliament opens a session. They're like, oh guys, should we nuke Serbia because Serbia is invading Croatia? You know what you would have? Claire fucking Daly standing up, being like, oh, well guys, well maybe we should just ask for peace. And then her boyfriend, he's going to like climb up from a sewer somewhere and he's going to be like, yeah, I actually agree with that. And then you're going to have like Ivan Sinčić making a TikTok video about why we should not be bombing aggressor countries, but instead we should offer them a hand of peace or whatever. And the mentioned nukes basically will never be used until they reach France or Germany. So I think it's going to be very similar to, you know, us just having a normal military. I'm not really sure we would be too useful. I don't know. Oh, yeah, no, when it comes to France and UK, yeah, I do agree when it comes to their country specifically. I think when it comes to the point of like European Union-wide nuclear defense, that's where I'm like, how would that be organized? How would that be organized? so. I don't know, I'm just not trusting Westerners, my dude. I think that's my problem. I'm not really trusting Westerners. France does not commit the nuclear arsenal to NATO. Oh, damn. Hey, talking about that, isn't it... What is the news about Russia not giving nukes to Belarus? Oh yeah, it's still just a threat. We still don't know. UK would nuke your enemy if you were nuked. I'm sure Poland feels rather happy about the fact that if they ever get wiped out into a big chunk of smoke, they're going to be avenged. Like, yeah, unironically, probably the best you can expect out of, you know, Gyms and Frenchies and everyone. And the UK. Thank you, UK. Did look for a loophole. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at too. They would definitely look for a loophole. They would be like, oh, well, yeah, we could... You see, we do have someone attacking one of European Union member states. Yeah. Someone chunked a nuke at Croatia. Croatia got fucking demolished. Should we use a nuke as a retaliation? And then you would have Claire Daly be like, you know what? I don't mean actual Claire Daly, by the way. I mean people like her, but I don't know how to describe her. I don't know what that is. What is that? You see that a lot in politics, but what is that? Being contrarian? I guess that. You would get one of them popping up and being like, well, guys, actually, if you look at the current situation, yes, Serbia did nuke Croatia and all Croatians are wiped out. But guys, consider the fact that if we nuke Serbia in retaliation, it is just going to be revenge. Do you really think we should be basing our actions on revenge? Do you not think we should instead be striving for peace? And then basically they will not agree to use a nuke. They would find loopholes. They would look everywhere to find loopholes. It's very much like with NATO. They are trying to find any single loophole to not get too involved in this. They're just attempting to stay out. Yeah, but if Poland gets the ability to make decisions on this, I would actually trust Poland. I would not be trusting anyone else. I would trust Poland. I would let Russia nuke Slovenia. No one else but Slovenia. To be fair, Slovenia is tiny. Like, do you guys know that? What is the nuke map? Slovenia is tiny, okay? It would be relatively hard to nuke Slovenia without nuking a country around it, I would guess. Let me try. So you take huge ass fucking bomb, okay? Chunk it onto Slovenia. Let's try to see. I'm not sure how big the impact is going to be. This is like the fattest part of the chicken, right? Let me see. What is the biggest thing I can give them? Okay, give me everything. Give me radioactive fallout. Give me everything you have. Oh. Polls are special. Polls are special because Poles are just waiting for an excuse to kick some Russian asses. Wait, 500. This largest pure fission weapon tested by USA. That one. Bro. see how. I'm still, can you please be chatting in English? Like, I understand your messages, I just really don't feel like reading Cyrillics. Okay, largest bomb in the current US arsenal. Okay, wait, you actually can hit Slovenia and just chill around. You're kinda good, you're kinda good. USSR, USSR. Pull it to exactly Ljubljana and you're GG, relatively GG. Yeah, okay, okay, bomb Slovenia. I agree with this, bomb Slovenia. Let go of Hungary. Oh shit, yes! Oh, if you hit Budapest, you get like combo strike. Americans having like counter of casualties, and then they go into golden numbers once they start being in Hungary. Oh shit. What was this? What was this? Yeah, I'm not sure what you people are talking about, by the way. I tried to figure it out, and then I figured. Fair, okay, fair flag. Fair flag. I tried to figure out what you're talking about, and then I figured I would need to scroll back too much, and then I figured I don't really feel like. I don't really feel like it. I just know I think Westerners are pussies, and that's it. You don't want to know. Part of me is interested, but another part of me is like, Vicky, don't touch it. Because whenever I do that, it's chaos. Why is the name of that flag Bandera Gay is Slovenia? Everyone is afraid of Putin's might. That is true. Sometimes I think about Putin and I go, ah! Such a strong man. Such a strong man. Article 5 isn't some automatic war declaration. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. Yeah. That is also true. That is also true. It doesn't even say that, like, not only is it not a war declaration, it also doesn't inherently say that all countries must, like, send boots on the ground or whatever. It's a vague little thing. It's basically like, oh, you will have to respond, but it doesn't really give you details on it. It does mean you have to respond, so that's it. But, you know, it doesn't say a way in which you have to respond. Yeah, it can mean Spain just sends a pallet of food to Poland if it gets nuked. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely. So it's not like, nah. I'm pretty sure if we do get, you know, Article 5 being pushed, I'm pretty sure we're going to see that. By the way, I saved this video, which is on what Ukrainians think about Poland and Poles. And I feel like this is a good conversation to show it in. Okay? Okay? Because I'm hoping to see some very positive views. Shit. Man, I remember my teacher talking about how they shouldn't be eating. They were not allowed to eat fruits and vegetables from the garden when Chernobyl happened. Is it Chernobyl, by the way? What is like Chernobyl? Because we were taught to say Chernobyl, but I was seeing people write Chernobyl. Bro. Look, we were even quite good here. My teacher was a pussy. Or maybe he was living somewhere here. I don't know which part of Yugoslavia he was from. They did declare war, but no one said they have to fight anyone. Yeah, basically. Cherno is Ukrainian way to pronounce it. Okay. So the proper way to pronounce it. That makes sense. I look scientifically into such matters, he goes. Here's a reminder to you people that if you're a VIP in chat, you have the ability to strike people. I'm just saying, no reason at all. No reason. Nothing too specific. Oh, positive on Poland.
Дружні і хороші. Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто створення якогось альянсу чи союзу? Ну, я думаю, в цілому це було б непогано для наших обох держав. Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків в цілому?
Be nice.
Раніше відносився нейтрально, зараз позитивно.
Наші відносини зараз?
Напевно, на найкраще за останні 1000 років.
Oh!
Щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто...
Fuck, I don't know how loud to make them.
Якщо це буде взаємовигідно.
Don't wanna get used to it.
Дуже добре. Я гадаю, що це країна, яка дуже нам
UK dropped some leaflets on Berlin. Thank you.
Ми там не були, але мої знайомі, хто живе у Польщі, вони відчувають ту відкритість поляків до України.
Yeah, that's why we should now start preparing for a war by fulfilling NATO demands of having spending 2% of our GDP on defense.
Другого життя. Дивіться, ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто створення якогось альянсу чи союзу пісного? Я дуже сподіваюся, що так воно і буде, бо
I would if they were alive.
все, що відбувається, не те воно йде. Як ви відноситесь?
By the way, guys, I have to show you something, but we need to finish the video.
Польща, наш союзник, зараз нас підтримує у війні проти Росії.
А як ви оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
I wrote it on my table now, so don't
Інша
forget
справа,
it.
чого вони нас підтримують.
I'm going to
Знають,
wipe it
що
away.
якщо москаль здолає нас, піде на них. І тому якби підтримую, значить, тих, хто нас принаймні охороняє.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто можливо створення якогось альянсу чи більш тісного союзу?
If I get TOS now again because of music in the background here, and another one of my videos gets banned in fucking Russia, I'm gonna cry.
Створиться якийсь альянс, може Східної, може Північної Європи, Британія щось там планує, щоб розвалити Євросоюз, може і ми створимо. Я думаю, що
That's true, though, valid.
Я бачу, що ми йдемо в Європу, але без Євросоюзу.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та
I can see that.
позитивно? Що ви думаєте про цю країну? Як оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
Складно сказати точно, тому що я не їздила і не
I want a video on what Ukrainians think about Croatia.
Але розумію, що по відгуках
I want to hear how many of them are going to be like, what is that?
по розповідях знайомих.
They have a C.
Все добре.
That's it.
Більш-менш.
Luka Modric.
Наші країни стали ще ближчими, тобто створення якогось альянсу чи союзу більш
How is Slav supposed to watch the video if it's banned in Russia?
Це українською. Незвично.
What? Oh, come on.
Я дуже рада, що вони допомагали нам.
Fucking cruel. Fucking cruel. Vicky, when video banned in Russia? 2 times so far, though. 2 times. I get the notification my video is banned. I go, I check where it's banned. It says Russia. I'm like, like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like it too much anyways. Oh no, we saw this one, right? Did we see this one? This is the one on them occupying Baltic states. Yeah. Yeah. My man. My man, this video is so stupid. There's one of them. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one am I thinking of? This? No. This was the K one. This?
Вы бы тоже нормально относились?
Я вообще по-другому рассуждаю. Есть вещи, на которые мы не влияем. Это без морали.
The part where he goes, here, I hate this argument so much. Like, it's impossible to say whether something was right or wrong. There's no morality in it. I disagree with it so much. I feel like it's different. What's excuse? No, I feel like it's such a stupid way to talk about history, to be like, oh yeah, well, these people were raped and killed and pillaged years ago, but can we really call it immoral if it was how their culture was created and what was encouraged at the time? And I feel like I feel like a good answer to that is yes. Yeah. So yeah, like you can still understand that occupying another country was a horrible thing, and deporting their families was a horrible thing. You know, without going into some pseudo philosophical bullshit about the nature of history. Oh.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків в цілому?
Нормально, вони допомагають Україні.
Як оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
З Польщею? Добре, вони повторюють, допомагають Україні у всьому.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто створення якогось альянсу чи більше...
I'm waiting for someone to say no.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків в цілому?
Дуже добре.
Що ви думаєте про наші з ними відносини зараз?
Ну, поляки дуже співчувають нам, тому що я дуже багато стикаюся.
Who was the first to help Ukraine in 2014?
Ви хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились? Можливо, створення якогось альянсу чи так далі?
Ну, я тільки за.
Yay! You get a free ticket to go watch Thompson. I want to know, my man. What can I offer you?
Дуже добре.
Це могла би. Would looked healthier?
Як ви оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
What? Your mail was very big. Wait, what? I wanna know. What do you mean by that?
А ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни більш зблизились, тобто створення якогось союзу, альянсу?
Це дуже важке насправді питання, але можливо союз, можливо, і може бути.
Remember last time?
Це можливо.
Як ви відноситесь до поляків та Польщі в цілому?
UK was the first to start training Ukrainians after D14, followed by US. Oh, you people are arguing over who helped Ukraine more? I have a good way to resolve this fighting, okay? What you should do is you should go online and go to Twitter and find Sternenko, and he is collecting cash money to help Ukraine in war. So go and buy him a couple of drones. Whoever buys more drones, your country is better.
Дуже добре. Поляки – це найперші люди, які нам допомогли.
А як оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
Oh.
Дружні.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились?
Звичайно. Звичайно, Польща і Україна, вони дуже близькі країни. Так як і за мовою, і за традиціями, я так думаю.
Якщо буде можливе створення якогось альянсу чи більш тісного союзу, ви на таке погодитесь?
Так.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків в цілому?
Добре.
Як ви оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
З ким? З Польщею?
Так, з Польщею.
О, дуже прекрасні.
Ви очікували, що з їхньої сторони буде така підтримка на Україні?
Ой, ми зовсім нічого не очікували.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, наприклад, створення альянсу чи якогось...
Russians, I don't really know, to be honest. We could look. They have one on America. I saved this one and I saved the one on America because I was like, yay! Happy about America and happy about Poland, and I want people to be happy. Bro, I was working today, okay? I needed some positivity.
Вони дружні.
I needed something happy. I had to talk to people today.
Звісно, звичайно, хочу, щоб
See how wholesome this
моя
is.
дочка була там у Польщі, дуже гарно відзивається про їх.
Eastern European Unity.
Можливе створення альянсу чи якогось тісного союзу. Ви б погодились на таке?
Із ними?
True. Focus on Austria. Go bully Austria.
Так у НАТО там вони ж самі. Ну що, якщо вони дружні
What's
до
Austria
нас, то
doing?
я б не згодна була.
You know what Austria gave so far to this war? One former foreign minister who is now going to Russia to suck off Russians. That's it. That's all Russia. Oh, that's all Austria is given. So go bully Austria. Yeah, Latvia and Lithuania and Estonia are amazing. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful countries.
Приїхали, і ця комунікація з простими людьми, ну, наприклад, як ми біженці та вони, мені здається, що це трохи напрягає нас, бо всі вони розуміють, що сталося, але час йде, це ми кожні люди, ну, напевно, на
6 out of 10.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто створення якогось альянсу, союзу?
Мені здається, що скоро так і буде. Це буде ще і ближче, бо, напевно, із всіх країн, які нам допомагають, це найбільш тісний зв'язок, як наші президенти між собою комуніцирують. Так, згодом це
Relatively recent, 1 month. 1 month.
Ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків в цілому?
I went into their older videos, but then I was like, it doesn't
Як
really,
ви оцінюєте наші з ними відносини?
you know, watching what I thought about something a year ago is going to be a bit.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, наприклад, створення якогось альянсу чи більш тісної якісь стосунки?
Так, чому б ні? Це непогано.
I like his hat.
Ну, ми і так з ними нормально працюємо. Постійно їздимо.
That's a cool merch hat.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків в цілому?
Ничего не могу
Austria
сказать
isn't in
по
NATO.
этому
Yeah, we
поводу,
shouldn't allow them
потому что
anywhere.
не
They should just be
пересекались, а то, что
abandoned.
сейчас происходит, ну, поддерживают они Украину, но тоже я не вижу явной помощи.
Oh, where's your clear help? Poles?
Ну, они, наверное, нормально.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, можливо, створення якогось альянсу?
Я не хочу ни с кем сближаться. Там другая религия, там вообще менталитет другой, поэтому я хочу, чтобы Украина была самостійна.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та
makes
поляків в
sense.
цілому?
В цілому позитивно.
Як ви оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
З Польщею?
Так.
Так, що вони налагоджуються.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни стали ще ближчими?
Kaya?
Тобто,
Kaya is a
можливо,
goddess.
створення союзу чи альянсу якогось?
В перспективі можливо, але це вже
She was
треба
speaking
розглядати
Russian?
після
Oh,
військового
shit.
часу.
Як ви відноситесь до Польщі та поляків? в цілому?
Yeah, she wants Ukraine to be independent, though.
Ви очікували, що з їхньої сторони буде така підтримка до України?
When we have Westerners talking about Russian-speaking Ukrainians, we need to show them that
такої
one.
негативної агресії від іншого сусіда. Ну і в принципі дуже приємно, що така підтримка європейських країн.
Як ви оцінюєте наші відносини зараз?
З Польщею?
Так.
Поки що добре.
Ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто створення якогось альянсу там чи більш
The Union Alliance question is a bit weird, though.
Так, хочеться розвиватися в
Like
кращу
alliance
сторону.
is also different than a union,
Польщі
though.
та поляків в цілому?
В принципі, нормально. Ну,
Як ви оцінюєте наші відносини з ними зараз?
Йо, гекко.
ну, зараз я вам не скажу. Ну, по тому, що
Собяна.
передають по телебаченню,
We
то
tried,
вони нам
didn't we?
допомагають багато. І я думаю, що дійсно так воно є.
It failed once already.
Як ви б хотіли, щоб наші країни ще більше зблизились, тобто можливо створення якогось альянсу чи більш тісного союзу?
Ну, це, знаєте, політика, я навіть не можу вам
А
відповісти.
якщо не зачіпати політику, просто якби була така можливість зблизитись, чи ви б погодились, чи навпаки проти?
Просто хотілося, щоб була міцна, самостійна держава Україна.
Based. I see what there is meaning though, because like the question about the union, it does kind of make it sound like a smaller version of Soviet Union being brought back, which of course people are going to be like, I don't really know if I want that. I don't really know if I agree with that. Croatian is about who they hate. Shit, no, is this gonna be okay, let's what is that? What is that? This is not ours. This is not ours. This is not one of ours. This is a tourist. That is not ours. No, come on, no, this is not ours.
Any country you don't like? No. All people is okay.
Idiots is everywhere.
People
True.
in every country are good. The governments are bad. It's the other story.
Do you have any country you don't like?
No, I just wouldn't like to live in the countries as Russia or United Kingdom because it's really cold and I hate the cold. That's the only reason, but no.
Do you have any country you don't like?
I don't know. I don't like England. I like Scotland.
Based.
I like Ireland. My sister is there.
Why do you don't like England?
His sister is in Ireland because when we got into the European Union, we were able to go to Ireland to work and get a lot of cash. His sister abandoned this shit country.
Because of their history.
Otherwise, you like
Because
everyone.
of their history.
What is it
You wanna bet? You wanna bet? If you ask him, hey, which part of English history do you dislike? He is not going to be able to answer you.
Serbia.
Serbia?
Yeah.
I don't like Serbia.
Based.
No comment.
Based.
Any country you don't like?
I don't think so. I like many countries.
Say
I've been,
Serbia.
to many countries. Also America, it was really good there. So.
Hey, Karatin, we're looking at
Serbia is
we
nice. Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
we watched one video on Ukrainian opinions on Poland, and it was really, really positive, and it was good, and it was happy, and it was wholesome. So for some reason, we got some assholes in chat wanting to be negative instead and wanting to mock my country. So now we're looking at who Croatia hates. You're from Ukraine, fucking based. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Hope you're safe. Hope everything's all right where you are.
Nothing.
Every single Croatian woman is beautiful. How dare you? This is what average Croatian man looks like, though.
Well, not so much. Yeah, no, not anymore. Maybe I don't like some political regimes or people that lead some countries, but a
Pussy
country
answer.
in general, I think I can't like or dislike.
So you're from Croatia? Yes. Do you have a country you like other than Croatia?
France.
Pourquoi?
Esprit intéressant.
Yes. So you all like France?
Yes.
Do you have any country you don't like?
They lie about being Croatian.
No. Everywhere where is natural is beauty. Every country have a beauty natural.
Exactly.
Of course.
What about Serbia?
I don't like his government, but it's people.
People is okay. Yeah.
So I like all countries.
Well, I don't like Germany, but there's one reason. I don't like German language.
You're not a big fan of Bratwursts?
No, I like German people,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
It's only the language.
To be sure, yeah. But the language, I hate the language.
Have any country you don't like?
Not really. I never think about it.
What about Serbia?
It's fine.
I think there is
Pussy.
a lot of good Serbs. Like there is good.
Listen, if at any point in your life any of you appear in one of these videos, if you give an answer which is, I don't hate anyone, I'm going to come into your house and beat you up. Okay? You must have an answer prepared for this if this type of an interview happens to you. I want to hear you hating on someone. This is pussy. This is just pussy behavior. I think there's a lot of good people everywhere. Fuck off. Go die in a hole somewhere. I hate this answer. I would much prefer you hating Croatians than you saying you don't hate anyone. You gotta hate someone, bro. You gotta be judging someone, okay? You gotta be angry about something. Where's the emotion?
Because of the 10 or 20
Like, look how
people
weak
who
this
wanted
is.
Something 30 years ago, we cannot be slaves of that politics, you know, because we have to move forward. You can enjoy
And now
here,
he's
you
making
can enjoy
excuses for
Serbia
being a pussy.
with all the people, so it's
Exactly.
the same for
Two
me.
Black and white
countries.
answers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
100%.
There is no country that I hate or that
Pussy.
I don't like.
Thank you so much, my friend. Any country you don't like?
No.
You like everyone?
Well, maybe I do not like, but I do not.
They're really good English, by the way.
Do not like.
Perfect.
No, not in particular. No.
Very
What do you
good
think about
English for
Serbia?
old people in Croatia.
Perfect, man. So you're from Croatia?
Yes.
Do you have a country you like other than Croatia?
Yes, America. Not because of President Trump. I really like him. He's a very very good job for making people.
Do you have any country you don't like?
No.
I don't have anything against any country. I've been in many countries. I love them all, you know.
I heard nothing.
Do you have any country you don't like?
Damn, too bad I missed
don't
that
like it
part
then?
of the interview and I can't comment on it.
I love the language. The language is cool. I don't like the people. They're not very nice. And I just didn't get used to the culture even though I live close to the Italy. So, I don't know.
True, bully Italians.
Okay, arrivederci.
No, because the countries I wouldn't like to visit are, for example, India. But that's just me. It doesn't mean that it's...
Why?
And some dangerous countries. Countries where it's dangerous. I don't like that.
Fuck, he didn't ask her how she feels about Serbia.
But Croatia the best.
Yeah.
I was very interested in what he would say.
Oh, yes.
The fuck is this?
Which one?
No need to say that.
You keep it a secret?
Yeah, no, but everything's fine.
You like everyone?
What is that, man?
Perfect, man. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day, man. Have any country you don't like?
Nerd.
Not so far. Okay.
So far, it's been perfect.
Yeah,
Good, man.
really good.
I was hopeful on this one.
You like everyone?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Zealand.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, and you live here in Croatia?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Love it.
Do you have any
Who do
country
you
don't
hate?
like?
Can't think of one now. Australia.
Got a proper hateful answer for like half a second, and then he took it back. Half a second that he was based, and then he just took it back immediately. Not a fan. Not a fan. Serbia, do we care who Serbia hates? Putin is a defender of the West? Yes, yes, yes. Putin, Trump, Orban, Le Pen, defenders of the West. I love Tractor account because Tractor account is basically like, hey, let's collect the bunch of dumb mistakes and just like spam them on people's channels and that's it. Who do you hate though? Me? I mean, apart from, you know, saying Russia is the first very obvious answer that you would give. I would be open to bitching about Serbs. I would also be open to bitching about Slovenians. Both of them. Ooh, Hungarians too. I want to say Hungarians. Serbs, Slovenians, Hungarians would definitely be in my top 4. Yeah, so it starts with Russia, then goes into these 3. I don't know who else. 24 hours, 3. I'm gonna write you a 500-word essay on each and every single one of these. But I think that's it. I think like 4 countries I can think of. Then we can go into like meme territory, broader meme territory with like Frenchies, maybe even UK. But like I don't really have negative feelings towards those people, to be honest. I think it's funny to mock them. I think it's funny to like see something the Brits are doing and then be like, ha, very British. But I don't really hate them. Well, like, you know, Russians and Serbs and Slovenes and Hungarians, I actually have reasons to be salty towards their existence. No. Serbs say we are Nazis. Fake news. It is a lie. Serbians are retarded. Fact. Together we'll make Croatia great again. We will build a wall and make Serbs pay for it. Croatia first. Have you guys seen those like country first videos? I know we watched some of them on the stream. I don't know how many of you saw how many of those. Yeah, but like my hatred, wait, let me click on this. My hatred of Frenchies is more of like a joke hatred. It's not like an actual hatred. Which I do have actual hatred for some other ones. Yeah! Why? For what reason? Why? Tractor could be good Orthodox priest. I was taking part in Orthodox Mass only like 1 or 2 times, and I can agree with that. Decommissioning all nuclear fission power plants before the end of civilization globally in a few years because of non-optimal ambient temperatures. You mean like what Germany did? I think it was a stupid decision, but I think at this point it's realistic of them to seek out alternative sources, and I do think we could do better in that regard. I don't think it's hopeless, basically. I don't think it's hopeless. We should nuke ocean so they boil out. Russia wants a warm water port. It's gonna get one. But yeah, I think we have a chance to bring this under control, basically. Yeah, because like for some countries, listen, some countries they already have nuclear power plants and they're doing well. Like Finland is a really, really good example of this, right? But also I think that starting to build your nuclear power plants right now, it's a process that takes a lot of fucking time, my dude. A lot of fucking time. So I don't really think it's a realistic option for many countries. And I think we should be looking into alternatives. And I think we can look into alternatives. So do that. Finland was building Russian nuclear power plants and had to stop them after the war. Damn. You think it's hopeless? I don't really think it's hopeless, to be honest. I think we're going to be okay. I'm kind of positive on that. I think we're going to be okay. Humans are like rats, okay? We can survive anything. We're like cockroaches. We're going to be fine. Like, whatever happens, we're going to figure out a way. We are the invasive species. The most invasive species of all invasive species existing, okay? You can't destroy civilization. We'll figure out a way to survive. It's like those, you know, those little annoying bugs that you have in your house, and no matter how many times you fucking like spray them in the face and everything, they still somehow come back and they're still alive. That's what humans are on a global scale. Yeah, ants too. Quality of life will be shit for most of us. To be fair, it already is shit for many people. But also, I feel like it could be brought to an acceptable level for others. Like I feel it's just going to be like a situation like this, you know. I don't feel everyone's gonna be living great. Absolutely not. But I feel like we could bring it to a situation where some are going to be having easier time surviving than others. Mosquitoes? Yeah, mosquitoes too. Did you know we can actually genocide mosquitoes? I remember reading about this years ago. I have never even fact-checked it. But there was something about the ability to genocide mosquitoes, but like we are scared of the environmental impact it's going to have, so we don't dare to genocide them. Wait for water and air to become a scarce commodity. Life now will look like a fucking paradise. I'm kinda... Hey, yo, Danny! I have the opinion that we are such cockroaches that we're going to be able to like figure out a way to produce stuff that nature is lacking. I don't know if my view on humanity is like too... I don't even know if that's positive or whatever it is. I truly think humanity is like, you know, those annoying little bugs you can't get rid of. I don't think it's going to be easy for us to like shake us off. Mosquitoes are good food for other animals. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. There's a lot of them, but a lot of them die, right? A lot of them do go around and they're annoying and they bite you. But also a lot of them are just eaten by other animals. So when you take away all of these, yeah, you will be having great time existing in nature during the summer because there's going to be no mosquitoes, but also there's not going to be a lot of food for other animals. So how is it going to affect the numbers of them? And I think it's a valid question. I would still like them genocided. And then, you know, whatever happens, happens. But it's a valid question for people who are trying to have a more serious outlook on this. If you think a few billion people dying is acceptable, then no, it's fine. Oh, I don't want to like misrepresent it. It's going to be a huge tragedy, absolutely, and I think it should be avoided, if possible, definitely. I just think that calling it at the end of the civilization is a bit too dramatic. I don't think a civilization is going to end, and I don't think humanity is going to end. I don't think humanity will have a jolly good time, though. But yeah, I do think we will be able to survive. Mosquitoes are also a major player for plants pollination. Yeah, that too. Ah, fuck 'em. What if this was our peak? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It's not like, I mean, maybe. If we assume that somehow all human knowledge gets wiped out, I guess we could say it is. Like if overnight all the technology we have gets wiped out, destroyed somehow, all means of communication get wiped out, destroyed, stuff like that, then I could see it as setting us back so hard that maybe we can't recover. But I don't really think that's what climate change is going to do. So I think we're just gonna be okay-ish. Human extinction would be a positive for the world. Yeah, the thing is though also that you know how I see that. I see very often the opinion that how is it that like humans dying is going to restore nature to like the way it's supposed to be, and that it's going to be easier for so many species to live then because humans will be gone. And I think what you are missing out when you think about that is the fact that habitats are built by species in an environment. Technically, having humans around is part of a habitat to which a lot of species have gotten used to at this point. Human extinction would have a relatively, now it depends on like what sort of negative effects you people would accept. You guys know what was the first mass extinction, for example? The first mass extinction, one of the first ones. Was it the second one? I may be thinking of the second one. But it's the one where oxygen started existing. Oxygen started existing. And then a bunch of species were like, holy shit, what is that? And they died off, right? Now, was that a huge change in environment? Yeah. Did it cause what we have right now? Yeah. How tragic do you think that is? Like, there's a lot of species that could have formed out of species that went extinct back then. Do we cry about them? How tragic do we think it is that they are gone now? And in the same way, wiping out humans, like if you could wipe all of us out right now, I feel like it would be quite similar to that, you know? A lot of species would just go extinct immediately because they rely on humans being a part of the environment. Our agriculture has impacted the nature in a lot of ways. Just even like our nature upkeep has impacted the nature in a lot of ways. In many places where you live, like if you have a forest around where you are, you will know about this. You have whole communities of people employed to take care of the forest in order to keep it in the way it is right now. If humans were not there, the forest you have right now would not be looking the way it looks. This doesn't necessarily mean that all wildlife in the mentioned forest would die off. It could mean that some of the wildlife in it would be wiped out and then created by someone else, right? Now it's like, when you say nature will heal, do you think it's like good this would happen? Do we think it's bad this would happen? How are we seeing this exactly? But yeah, it's one of those things where I like, I think if you think about it for a long time, you just kind of reach the conclusion that, you know, what's the point of making really, really strong claims on it? Nothing good or bad for world. Yeah, that's true. That's a valid point. Yeah. Like we comment on it as being good or bad, but like, is there really good or bad? Is there really any sort of morality you could subscribe to these actions? And even then, by the way, talking about like humanity causing nature to heal, You know, not having humans around didn't really save Mars from being whatever the fuck it is. It didn't save Venus from being whatever the fuck it is. It's just we are relatively tiny beings on a huge, huge scale. Nature gets fucked. You read a lot of Western news? Which ones? Which specific Western news do you read a lot? Tractor was sent from the future to annoy us? Yeah, definitely. Wait, let me play this.
No, not really. Maybe America because it's expensive.
Do you have any country you don't like?
And the lucky and unlucky circumstances? Yeah, I could see that, I could see that.
Germany and France.
Why?
France have too many
Don't
French
read them a
people,
lot, but you
Germany
said
exactly
you just
the same thing.
responded.
That's-
Cygnus was like, hey, are there any Western news you listen to? And you said, and I quote, I read a lot in order to stay objective. But now you're saying you don't?
Dutch style.
No, no. there's no
Russia
country
Today,
that I
USA.
didn't like. No.
Beauty in every country.
Yeah, yeah.
Pussy answers, as expected,
not anything
of
in particular, no.
Central
Do you
Europeans.
have any country you don't like?
said Russia. Did I say that?
Why?
Well, it's only politic wise,
Hmm.
but then there is another. Yeah, then you can also say Brazil, but Brazil.
Wait, which part?
French people, Germany and France.
Why?
France have too many French people, and Germany exactly the same thing. That's Dutch style.
No, there is no country that I didn't like.
Okay, fair.
Beauty in
Worth
every
it.
country.
Yeah.
France has too many French people.
Not anything in particular, no.
Do you have any country you don't like?
said Russia. Did I say that?
Why?
Everyone has too many French people.
It's only politic wise, but then there is another. Yeah, then you can also say Brazil, but Brazil beautiful, but the politics. Well, I don't like. I don't like some countries because of their politics.
Yeah. Do you have any country you don't like?
No,
No.
I don't. Amsterdam.
No, not country that we don't like.
No, you like everyone.
Of course.
Do you have any country you don't like?
Losers.
Not really.
You like everyone.
Everyone.
That's perfect, man. Nice to meet you, man. Have a nice day. Do you have any country you don't
Yeah,
like?
tourists need to be banned. I like everyone.
For now, not. I'm from Suriname.
Do you have any country you don't
Fucking
like?
boring.
No. Holland is also my home. If I go to a foreign country, I come back to Holland. Every time I get into Holland, I'm like, wow, I'm home.
That was cute.
Not really.
Don't like, yeah, that's maybe Africa is a very poor country, but I don't like to go there, you know.
Do you have any country you don't like?
Africa is a very poor country, he goes. Amsterdam, yeah. Bro, one of you just said Africa is a poor country. You don't get the right to complain about anyone.
My kind of answer. Thank you so much.
Not really. No, I've been in a lot of countries and they all have the different aspects.
This is because they have
There's a
poopy
couple
hands,
people
by the way.
dislike anyway.
Do you have any country you don't like?
Well, no, they're okay.
Hate continents? What's your least
It's a small place.
liked
Do you have any
continent?
country you don't like?
Which one would you wipe out if you could?
I didn't say this, I'm sorry, but it's France. Like,
West-side education, heck yeah.
it's a little bit,
All this time we've been mocking Americans, but we should have actually mocked West-sides.
Country where it's not possible to be freedom. It's by, it's a wonderful city, but we don't like when we go around because a lot of women as a burqa. I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different culture, so
Yes.
you cannot say like that. That's wrong and we are right, but it
I
feels
can.
a sort of weird staying
Because I
there
judge
actually.
everyone.
For me as a woman, also because a lot of men were looking at me
Yes, yes.
and staring, not for being bad, but just to look at you, and it feels really weird.
Yeah.
Actually.
Do you have any country you don't like?
Understandable.
You like
How
everyone?
quickly she got.
Yeah, I think so.
That's perfect.
Remember to subscribe to Gossip the Crew.
How quickly she changed her entire feelings. Wait, I want Who posted the Serbian one? I want to see the Serbian one. Did I not click on the Serbian one? I have to see the No, here's the Serbian one. I have to see it. How many of them are gonna say USA? How many of them are gonna say USA? Let's place bets. Do you think Africa is a rich country?
Do you have any country that you don't like?
I think
No, I'm not hating.
I think it would be helpful to define what a country is.
No.
Before
Do you have a
answering
country
that.
you don't like?
Albania.
Why?
It's drilled into us.
Do you have any country that you don't like?
Yeah.
Which one?
America.
Why?
Because Trump. President Trump.
Hitting gold.
Because everything.
Okay,
No.
fair.
You like everyone?
No, I
Ask
don't like
about
everyone,
Albania.
because I don't have any that I don't like.
Perfect.
What stupid answer?
Any country you
What
don't like?
stupid Serb pussy answer?
We love everything.
Serbia people is love everybody. Everybody.
Bro, why? When he was in Croatia, he was like, which country do you don't like? And then when our people were like, well, we like all countries, and he was like, oh, what do you think about Serbia then? But now he is in Serbia, and Serbians are like, yeah, we like everyone. And he's like, yeah, okay. Why don't you ask them what they think about Albania? For a proper, humongous dick move, why don't you ask them what they think about Kosovo? You go to Serbia, you're like, is there any country you hate? They're like, no. You're like, what about Kosovo? Come on. No, he's just letting them go.
It's Serbia and Belgrade.
What a pussy. Where is this man? He's blonde and his woman is blonde, right? So like some Scandis, Danish.
Assalamu
That's why
alaikum.
he's a pussy. It's because he's Danish. A pussy little
Open
man.
country, open city. Welcome to Belgrade. Drink rakija, šljivovica first.
Do you have any country you don't like?
I don't think so. I would like to see
Fuck you,
everything.
USA.
I'm curious and I want to see whatever I can.
I like her.
Is it okay to say that? I don't like going through Hungary.
Why?
My man.
I don't
My
feel
man.
comfortable.
Okay.
This man is my friend.
The borders are always
Sketchy.
Yeah,
So it's
because
not the
they're
people, it's maybe the police. Or...
Bitch goes, it's not the people, it's the police. What are the police? Animals?
don't know.
Just the feeling. So, like, I don't know, Albania or something like that.
Ha!
You like Albania? Or...
No, I don't like.
What do you think about Albania?
Proper Serb answer.
Nice. Exactly, it's a nice country.
I don't know because I haven't been in a lot of countries yet. So
Average
I
Serb.
don't like any country.
Well, I wouldn't say that I like everyone, but I try to give everyone a chance.
That's good, man. What do you think about Albania?
I've never been there.
Man,
never
he's
met
looking
anyone
cool.
from Albania, so I don't really have an opinion.
Too bad he's a pussy.
No.
Too bad he's a pussy.
Maybe something in
If he
America,
actually
I
said
don't
he
know.
hated someone, I would be like,
For now, no.
but this,
You like everyone?
Everyone I visit.
Perfect.
too lovey-dovey for me.
I don't like any country, no.
No, we are teachers. We like all the people and all the countries.
Good teachers.
Good teachers, yes.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Aw.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Every country has like a positive side and something that makes her stand out from the rest. So that's it.
You have any country you don't like?
Maryland. Hello there. How's Maryland doing? Why are borders so fucked up? That's one thing I know about Maryland. Two things I know about Maryland. First thing, why are your borders so fucked up? Second thing, why do you have a coat of arms that looks like it has been drawn in MS Paint? Why does USA do that? I think I've asked before why USA does that, and no one ever gave me an answer. No one was like, yeah, here's a reason. We love Maryland. No, we don't. We hate Maryland over here. We are the enemies of Maryland. Maryland is the home of one of the greatest enemies of Croatia. Maryland would win a war against Croatia. Bro. Man's making me want to invade just to prove him wrong. If we ever get nukes, you people are fucked. And your stupid ass borders. You can't even nuke the fuck out of Maryland because they're looking like that. It's worse than in Slovenia. At least in Slovenia you can kind of like hit the middle and that's it. You act... Bro, they're rich people. They're rich people. We could beat their ass. Have you ever looked at an average Croatian? We're rich. We would be able to beat them up. Good thing I heard about Maryland is giving birth to Dylan Burns. Yeah. The same Dylan Burns who streams at midnight Europe time because he hates Europeans. The same that one. No, joke, Jerome. We love your place. Maryland is the best. We all know too much about it. Genuinely. I can't speak for the chat, but like I learned Maryland exists. I want to say a year ago, approximately. So, cool place. It seems like a cool place. I had no idea you people were real until very recently. 3.9 million Croatians versus 6 million Marylanders. To be fair, Wikipedia says Maryland is filled with rich people. So again, come on. You count them like as 3 million actual people. It's the riches. What are they gonna do? Croatia gonna invade and they're going to be like, let me post on my Twitter. I don't know what rich people do. We didn't have too many of them in Croatia when we got invaded, okay? That's why we won the fucking war. What?
So that's it.
Have any country you don't like? No. I like everything, but Sweden special.
Any country you don't like?
Deutschland, maybe.
Why?
No, previše su... the people is... Ne, previše su... Ne znam kako da trebam mi reći. Bored.
Boring?
Da, boring.
She just goes there too much something.
Like other than Serbia?
Of course not.
Only Serbia?
Only Serbia.
Do you have any country you don't like?
No. Serbia.
You don't like Serbia?
Yes, I like Serbia. Because I'm Serbian. May I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why are you bombing my country, Serbia?
That was in which year? 1999?
Yes.
I was 7 years old at that time.
So what?
I'm really sorry about it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
not
Have a
sorry
nice
about
day.
it.
Thank you so much. Any country
But
you don't
fair.
like?
Well, not exactly, maybe because of politics. Some country made some mistakes to Serbia, but it's not to take personally.
What do you think about Croatia?
Nothing against them.
No. You like everyone?
Yes, right.
Perfect. Thank you so much, my friend.
Pussy answers. I respect this one for not being a pussy, even though he was wrong. And unfortunately, Serbia is not right now being bombed by Americans. Also, did he think this man was an American? No, he thought he was... he figured he was NATO. Do we think he was smart enough to figure he was NATO? Why are you bombing me? Bitch, no one's touching you. Hey, yo, DB. Hey, yo. Got around town today. What did I not do? What did you point and then I didn't? Oh, Rhode Island? First off, what is that? My opinion on Rhode Island is that has a cool looking seal which looks MS Paint. MS Paint. Fuck. I was quite happy for a second. I like the flag. Hope is kind of cringe. Why would you do that to your flag? It's like eat, pray, love. Just hope. Why the fuck? Oh, it's tiny. Oh, it's tiny too. Oh, look at this. Why is it so small? What's the size of this place? Is it smaller than Slovenia is? What's the size of you? What's the size of you? Let me try to find it. Area. Tiny. They have an anthem. How many people do they have? 1 million something. Is it like Kosovo? What the fuck it is? They should have written cope. Yes, though. What's the anthem? We're so small. Rhode Island's it for me. I've been to every state we have. And I think I'm inclined to say that Rhodey stole my heart. You can keep the 49. Herring gulls that dot the sky, blue waves that paint the rocks, waters rich with Neptune's life, the bows that line the docks. See the lighthouse flickering to help the sailors see? There's a place for everyone. Rhode Island, it's for me. Still making fun of its eyes, but look at it. Look at it though. Oh, there's a tiny. Oh, there's a tiny. I love him. The fuck is this? Why? What? Rhode Island was unique among the 13 British colonies in having been founded by a refugee who fled religious persecution in the Massachusetts Bay Colony to establish a haven for religious liberty. Pogledaj ga jako je malen. Malen. I've never thought it was that tiny, my dude. I've never thought it looks like this. Bro, I don't know USA states, okay? I don't know USA states. I know California, I know Florida, I know Rhode Island now. I know where Maryland is, approximately. Now that I think about it, I may not know. It's the fucked up one. It's like this, right? It's this one. I know it's fucked up. That's what I know. Crazy laws in Rhode Island. They have laws. They have laws. Nice. Throwing pickle juice on a trolley is an offense in Rhode Island. Intentionally biting off someone's limb is understandably illegal. Whoa. You guys know that saying that like every law exists for a reason? Like every law exists because previously there was someone who made the law needed. I wonder about that one. In case you were considering stringing rope lower than 14 feet across a highway in the state, don't? What? Why? Riding a horse on the highway for the purpose of testing its speed is not allowed. Well, like, can I do it for entertainment only? Professional sports, with the exception of hockey and ice polo, need a special license to play on Sundays. There's a law requiring loud noises to be made wherever you're passing someone on the left. It's like honking? Do you just... It is illegal to coast downhill in neutral in the state. Okay. Challenging or accepting a duel is illegal. Noise. Gomez, the fuck do you want? The fuck is your little existence in chat needed for? What do you want? You come in here with your stupid ass Trump question as if anyone gives a shit about Trump, and now you're just being bitchy around. Ish. Go watch someone who cares about Americans. Did you know it's illegal for a store to sell a toothbrush and toothpaste to the same cost? Why? Is it like a real law? Do you think we could find all of these? Do you think we could find... Fuck, I want all of these, like quoted. 3 after sunset? Why? Wait, can we find something from Maryland? and then bully Marylanders for it. Taking my dental hygiene seriously, illegal. Illegal, illegal. Ah, I know what I need. Okay, I don't know how to find it. Someone find me the laws here so I can go and bully Dylan the next time he streams at midnight. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go to Maryland and I'm going to, I don't know, fish on a Sunday or whatever the fuck is illegal there in that silly little country. What is this? Nice. Oh, nice. This is what I needed. By the way, we have to end the stream soon. Is Topson live? I hope Topson is live because I want to go to Topson. Yep. Ah? What do they mean you can't give and receive oral sex? What do you mean? What do you mean? Who's going to enforce that? They're trying to change the law right now. Why would I go to Maryland if not to give? Whoa, why? Why the fuck though? Gangs of kids harassing adults outside of stores to buy toothpaste. Well, shit, yeah, it's like here with beer. It's like here with beer. You know how people are like, you can't sell beer. You're not supposed to be selling beer to people who are already drunk. So a lot of times, if there's someone who's been drinking, they will like go outside of the store and then they will try to bully people into into buying them more beer because they can't buy themselves. Now we know why Dylan traveled to Ukraine. Man's basically a refugee. Why the fuck? Can't be prohibited by your landlord from hanging out your clothes to dry. This is actually based because I recently learned that in some USA places you can't hang out your clothes to dry, not even if you live in an apartment and you have balcony. Like, they can prohibit you from drying your clothes on the balcony. Why is that a thing? Why is that? For what reason? The fuck are you people doing? You can't eat while taking a dip in the ocean. Okay. Can't buy a drink for female bartenders. Shit law. Can't do fortune telling in Caroline County. I don't know what that is, but proper. Can't curse while driving on a highway. Pfft. What's the point of a highway then? Can't grow thistles? The fuck is that? Why? What's wrong with them? Oh, it's the floral emblem of Scotland. Maryland people hate Scots. That's what I will learn right now. What? Cuisine, cheese making. Bitty stingy. I'm not sure I know what this is. I'm not sure I know what sort of a plant. No, wait, I do know what this is. We have that. Do we have that? Where does it grow? Where does it grow? Where does it grow? I guess we have it. I think we have it. I'm pretty sure we have it. Oh, cute. It's everywhere in Europe? Ah, it is. Okay, I was trying to find, like, a place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because when I look at the flower, I'm not sure if we have it. But, like, looking at the shape of the leaves and everything, we do have that. We do have that shit. I'm pretty sure like I killed a bunch of them just recently because I was mowing the grass and we have them around. So yeah. You can't wear a sleeveless shirt in public parks. Hey, this is fucking based. I'm moving to Maryland. I'm moving to Maryland. This needs to be a law everywhere. During the summer, people do a thing here where they wear the tiniest shirts and then sweat right through them and then just exist in public like that. We should make a rule that there's like a certain sleeve length you must have when you go outside of your house. Yeah, absolutely. Just like for this law only. Oh, I actually don't know. Like people who wear proper shirts, but you can't ever receive oral sex again. Yeah, the balancing, tough. But this law itself makes me want to move there. Can't take a lion to see movies in Baltimore. That also sucks. I'm quite angry about this one. I don't know which one makes me angrier. Yeah. Sleeve shirts? No. Okay, look, my hatred for summer comes from the fact that people sweat and people like to wear skimpy little outfits, okay? When I was using public transport, which was for several years, while going to school, during the summer, there was nothing more disgusting than like standing there next to a person who like either has tiny little outfit or basically not wearing anything at all. I live in a village. We had people here who were like trying to enter a bus, like dudes without a shirt, for example. They would try to enter a bus without a shirt, and then the bus driver would have to be like, dude, I'm not really sure I can let you on the bus without a shirt, you know? It's a bit too much. So then a dude puts like something on, gets into the bus, puts it off. You're just there, fucking topless, looking ridiculous, sweating everywhere. You stand next to him, your skin glues to his skin. It's like those disgusting leather chairs. And then when you sit on them for a while, your ass kind of glues to the chair and does the when you get up. Think of that, but like you're glued to a person who is sweaty and disgusting. So I'm just a hater. I'm just a fucking hater, my man. All people have some degree of body odor. Yeah, that's true. I'm just a big hater though, so you know. Fucking eating. Brown people are like sweating everywhere. Can you imagine that? Just like yeah. Girls are sweating too. Girls do sweat too. It looks a bit sexier, okay, when girls are sweating. Okay. But still, raid Skade, I am not going to Skade. I am not touching Skade with a 10-foot pole. I am not, no chance ever. Man has me banned in his chat. I can't even go and bully him properly. I could raid him, and then everyone else would be able to bully him, and I would be like, It's on the wire, so taking a lion to the movies makes sense. They would bring the lion for self-defense. I know nothing about Baltimore. I've heard it mentioned before. What is Baltimore? Unironically. How? Baltimore. Oshi, do you want to go to map instead? Hey, wait, let me know what's your priority. Because we got some time to be deciding. I should go and say Vicky says hi. Baltimore is the Albania of Maryland. But Maryland is Albania of USA. What's he doing? Oh, he's watching clips. Dude. Let's do a vote. How do I do a vote? Wait. I need to figure out how to do a vote. Why don't we have... Nah, I'm not giving you the option to choose Skade, okay? Because you're gonna choose Skade and then I'm gonna cry. No. Okay, here. here, 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 here. Because you're gonna be voting Skade, and then I'll have to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna pull Topsen to another browser. You fucking loser. Okay, great. One Trill news on Skade. What are his people talking about right now? Do we wonder what his people are talking about right now? Oy. I'm kind of scared to check. No Skade. No, I wanna see what they're talking about. We're not gonna raid them. I'm trying my best to be not noticed by people like him, because last time we got noticed by people like him, we got a raid of like a bunch of communists from airwaves, and it wasn't really fun. I wasn't really happy. Aren't most normal people banned in his chat? I'm banned in his chat, so I guess yeah, because I'm banned. Wait, let me find. I need to learn how to make polls. I actually want to learn this. Prediction poll. Okay, I found a poll. Question: who do we raid? Question marks. Okay, great. Great. Allow additional votes. Yes, duration. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes and I'm gonna show you both channels so you know who the options are, okay? Okay. Okay. Oh, nice, it's working. Okay, nice. Okay, so listen, you have 2 choices. I'm gonna introduce you to both choices right now. You tried to convince him Zaluzhny was alive. But Skade for a while accepted the fact that Zaluzhny is alive. Where's map? Oh, here he is. So here are your 2 choices, okay? One of them is, let me see which one it opens first. One of them is Topsen. Here's Topsen, and Topsen is, you know, being Topsen. You guys know Topsen. You know who he is. I don't need to introduce him. The other one is a new player in the game, and you need to know who this one is, okay? Map assistant is a man with actual knowledge and experience in working for the European Parliament. So great level of knowledge about European Parliament, about how countries are doing in the European Parliament. Load it, come on. And about, you know, basically everything relating to European Parliament currently and in the history too. Very smart, GG, 10 out of 10 intelligence. Fucking it. I kinda yeah. So yeah, basically you can choose wherever you wanna go. You can choose where you wanna go. Do you wanna go to a very angry Ukrainian streamer, or do you wanna go to a European Parliament nerd? It is your choice. Map? No, Map is very serious. He's not going to tell you that he has fucked your mom. He probably did it anyways, but he's not going to describe it to you in details. Well, Topsen, you guys know Topsen, so I don't need to introduce Topsen to you. So yeah, you can do the voting. You still have a couple of seconds to end. Whoever gets more votes is where we are going. When it comes to Skade, Skade is not... I wouldn't call Skade a right-winger, because Skade's politics are so trash. I very much doubt he has... Nice, we're going to map. I very much doubt he has a political affiliation to claim as his. Does that make sense? I very much doubt he has political affiliation to claim. I don't think he's a right-winger. I don't think he's a left-winger. I think he's nothing. I think he's just trying to be as contrarian as possible. A good way to, how would I say it? A good way to point this out is by the Zaluzhny conversation, because when Zaluzhny conversation started happening, by the way, I'm starting the raid because I have to leave relatively soonish. When Zaluzhny conversation started happening, so when Russians for the first time claimed that Zaluzhny was dead, what you were seeing in Skade's chat was Skade himself being like, no guys, Zaluzhny is alive. He has checked something, he found some videos from some meeting, of, I don't know what he did, but he did his own little research. He found out Zaluzhny was alive, and he talked about it in his own fucking chat, my dude. in his own fucking chat, okay? And everything seemed okay. Everything seemed alright. And what happened then? What the fuck happens then? He starts banning people who say Zaluzhny is alive. He switched his opinion because he was aware that the opinion he is having doesn't go in line with what his followers want him to be saying. So no, I don't think he's a right-winger because I don't think his politics are coherent enough for him to be a right-winger. I don't think he's a winger at all. I think he's just contrarian. Skade had oral sex in Maryland. I very much doubt that, but I have learned today that calling people virgin is a slur, so I'm not going to do that. By the way, raid in a few seconds. We could do the voting every single time, so yeah, this was actually fun. See you guys tomorrow. Good luck.